just badass. The only chance you have no chance. If you had a chance, you need to run lickety split. But you can't run because you're the baddest. Well, Ric Flair, you know what? I'm not a normal looking athlete myself. You know what I'm talking about? I've been in the DMs of line. It's a privilege and an honor to walk out with Ole Anderson, Lex Luger, and the army tomorrow night.
I am not a happy camper. What is Bully Ray's motivation? You know, I know he loves sugar. But I check my pocket. I don't have no donuts. I don't have no cheeseburger. I know you love sugar, but I ain't got none.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man. And I'm saying, woo, right here in Nashville, Tennessee, pal. I'm the man.
Look at a match for the total package like Luger and Super Brawl. Super Saturday? What is it? I don't know what it's called. What is it called?
Super Brawl Saturday.
Super Brawl Saturday?
You don't lose faith in winners. And Ric Flair, day in and day out, every day of his life, just keep winning and winning and winning.
Ric Flair! New York City, Ric Flair! You're gonna find out what hard is all about! I do exactly what I want to do. You say I'm insane. I say thank you very much.
Make a good lucha play.
I hate God!
Hit the deck! Yes! We love you, Scott Steiner!
Today, woo, I've got the star and profile like never before.
You guys talk about being students of the game. I am the game, JR.
I think I played that one the other night. I think I played that one Friday for me and you. Remember, it was the whole motherfucker thing. Anyway, what is going on, everybody? Wednesday night right here, Dirt Sheet Dudes. I am Boxman. I am glad you're all joining us. Thank you for joining us. And, of course, joining me, sitting across from me, probably laid out on his bed like a goddamn commercial. Smark, how are you doing tonight, my man?
I am absolutely fabulous. How are you today, good sir?
Fabulous is not the word I would use, but I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm still alive. I'm still alive.
But do I deserve to be? Is that the question? What if so? Anyways.
Oh man, I'll tell you, man. I again, I'm feeling old these past few weeks, man, with the getting glasses, the doctor, and I woke up Sunday, and I couldn't walk. My back hurt so bad. I don't know what I did to it. I slept.
I hate that.
I couldn't walk. I had to drag myself out of the room. I had to lie on my wood floor for 20 minutes, which hurt like hell, but I could walk after I got up. It's awful. I'm just feeling like an old man. But I'm going to live. I'm going to live. That's the good thing. I
hate when you get something injured in your sleep, because it feels like the one thing we should all be experts on at this point is sleeping.
That's the one time you're like, oh, I'm just going to rest. I mean, how can I hurt myself sleeping? I mean, if you sleep funny on something, that's one thing. You wake up, you're a little, stiff neck or something like that. But I woke up in excruciating pain, man. Michael Smith, get me a Boxman. Get Boxman a Walker and a prune juice. Close, man. I'm close. I'm fucking close. But Anyway, I've got more doctor's appointments coming up for this fucking abdominal pain and shit. I got one Friday. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me at this point. Doctors don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. They're telling me it could be muscular, which I'm hoping it is, because this changing my diet thing is starting to suck already. Anyway, why don't we just get the plugs, Smart?
There you go. This is all depressing. Now that we've all reminded you of your ever-impending mortality, rather. Let's do the plugs. Everybody's going to die. We are all one step closer. Here's some plugs.
Every morning you wake up, you're one day closer to death. And now let's do the plugs. Okay. All right. That was a great lead-in, I think. I think that was great. I really do. I'm proud of that one, Smart. Definitely proud of that one. So, All right, let's definitely start out here. We got the high marks. That's right. It's Cheeseman. It's Mojo. It's G-Wiz. It, once again, is the high marks, and you should be checking them out on Mixer.com/Metal Network. That's right. There's 2 T's in Mitt. I did not stammer or stutter. There's 2 T's in Mitt. Make sure you put it in 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday nights. Check them on out. And, of course, we've got Bobby Anthem, Bobby Blades. They are the Inhumans. They are the Inhuman Experience. Subscribe. You will not be disappointed. And the fuck was that? Anyway, sorry about that. Eric will be on probably in a little while here. He's going to join us one more time here, and I'll let him tell you where to find him. You guys know he's Everything Unscripted Wrestling Podcast, and you can check them out on all the usual podcast platforms. Just in case we don't get to it, I'll mention it. And Stephen Milan sharing the show. Greatly appreciated. Letterboxboxd.com/Stephen Milan, 2 L's in Milan. He's over there reviewing films. Go give him some love. And, of course, me. Friday, Hollywood Hangout. No clue what I'm doing yet, but I'll figure it out tomorrow. I will do that. Got a few things in mind, but one of them is going to take a lot of prep. Because I really want to... I want to do Live Aid from 1985.
The benefit concert?
Yeah, I know it's kind of a weird one to do, but it was a very memorable concert, and thinking about doing it, but not this week. Absolutely not this week. That would be one I'm going to have to prep and cut down and all that shit, so... Go ahead.
That'll be a lot of fun, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. So, all right, man, run yours.
Sure, go ahead. Mondays, 8:30 p.m. on the Metal Bit Podcast Network. It is Cheese on Sports with Cheeseman, G-Wiz, Luke Birch, and myself. Be sure to check us out every Monday, 8:30 p.m. on the Metal Bit on the Mixler Machine, and 10:30 a.m. every Sunday. It is the Mo Dirk City Machine Guns with Mojo and with Dirk on the Metal Bit Podcast Network on the Mixler Machine. And last but never ever least, it is time to tell you about our friends at Planet Raconteur. It's the Planet Raconteur podcast with Bobby Anthem, Papa Dave, Sincere, and Young Nasty. All episodes, 16 in total, of Season 1 are available for you to listen to, as well as Season 2. So be sure to subscribe.
There you go. All right, subscribing going on, all kinds of shit going on. There you go. I think that's about all we got, man. Yeah, I think since we're done with plugs, I think that Live Aid will be an interesting one to do for the Hollywood Hangout. Like I said, I would need to just figure out a way to... I mean, that was like a 16-hour show, so just need to get it trimmed down, get the clips I want, and then I'll go from there. But I think it'll be a cool one. I really do. Once I get it figured out. So,
you got a good one. I don't know how you would feel about it, but it speaks a little bit more towards my time. I'm kind of fascinated with it. Woodstock 99.
Oh, I thought you were going to go Woodstock 94.
That wouldn't be bad either, but 99 was when all the riots happened, so that I find that a little bit more fascinating.
Very true, very true. But I don't know. Let me start with the Live Aid one, and then maybe I'll see how that goes. And then if it works out, maybe I'll do more. I said I wanted to talk more music. And that's definitely a way to talk more music, especially a concert like Live Aid, 16 fucking hours with like bazillion bands at it. I think they had 20 minutes a set. Think about that. 20 minutes a set, 16 hours. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. I mean, it's better than like because you could potentially see everybody in those 16 hours.
Oh yeah.
Whereas you get like the 2 or 3 day festivals, and if you're a really big fan of music, you're missing out no matter what on like probably at least 5 acts that you wanted to see anyway. So,
Well, yeah, and this show was obviously different because Live Aid went from they went, I believe, Philadelphia to Wembley Stadium, which had 100,000 people at Wembley fucking Stadium. Which, I mean, when I did the Bohemian Rhapsody one, I also talked about the Live Aid show, which just the crowd was incredible there. So I just want to dive into it. Like I said, I dove into it a little bit during the Bohemian Rhapsody, but I'd like to really dive into that one. So
yeah.
I'll get it worked out. That one will be in a couple weeks. I'll just kind of tell you that. I'm probably 2 weeks away. 3 weeks away. I think me and Smart are going to do something 2 weeks from now. Is it 2 or 3 weeks? I don't know. I'll see.
Last week of October, so there's 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Okay, so maybe week before I'll knock that one out. Maybe. I'll see. Who knows? Anywho, there was a draft, if you guys didn't know.
That's right, a long-necked animal.
Did I say giraffe?
Draft. Okay, draft. Okay, I get you.
You actually had me one. Did I say giraffe? Oh my god! What a faux pas!
It was a Miller genuine situation, is what you're saying.
Ah, there we go. That's what I'm saying. All right, so let's go here. Draft happened. Started Friday. Obviously, I didn't care to watch it, so I didn't. But we do have results. Me and Smark here. We're going to start getting into that while we're waiting for Eric to jump on here. He said he'd be on in just a couple minutes, actually, so he should be jumping on here soon. Now, let's jump into this little draft here. Like I said, we had night one. Like I said, night one started on SmackDown. And here we go. Big E was drafted to Raw. There we go, right there. Roman Reigns stays on SmackDown. Bianca Belair to Raw, Mark. I think that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, she pretty much did everything that she could do on SmackDown.
She did, and then, I was kind of like, oh, man, that's kind of cool, get away from Becky, because Becky sort of just kind of overshadowed her. That didn't work out so well. Charlotte Flair to SmackDown, right? She wasn't on SmackDown, was she already? I can't remember. No, she was on Raw.
She was in Raw.
Yeah. There you go. RKO, Raw. They're staying on Raw. We got Drew McIntyre. Edge went to Raw. I think that's a little interesting to bring him over there, but I got a feeling that might have been a USA call to get Edge over there. He's getting great reaction over there on SmackDown, so why not? Kofi and Xavier. Now, you thought the New Day was together? No, they moved them to SmackDown. They gave you a little hope that they would keep them together, though, didn't they, Smart?
For a brief time.
For a brief time. They really did. So we got Rhea Ripley and Nikki Ash, Raw. SmackDown, Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss. I don't care if he's happy Corbin. I don't care if he's sad Corbin. I don't care what Corbin is. I'm not going to fucking like the guy.
It just sounds like the name of like a bad vaudeville act.
Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss.
Just like a shittier version of Albert and Costello. I wasn't minding what Corbin's been doing lately. I think it's all right, but just those names together just sound so corny.
They've been doing a lot of this, like the two guys on what is it, like Brooks and Jensen or Brooks and Dunn, on NXT. Pretty bad.
Well, you were right though, because you said it's not like the name of like a fucking country group, and that's their gimmick is that they're two redneck party boys. They get into bar fights. They're basically doing the APA thing, but for rednecks.
There you go. See, said they were a country man. Telling you now. I was right. Keith Lee over to Raw. I think he was kind of swimming. I don't think anyone really knew what was happening. Now, here's one, Smark, that has the internet buzzing, if you will. Hit Row got moved over to SmackDown. Now, a lot of people were saying that after that BFAB match, that's her name, right? I think I was correct.
BFAB versus Elektra Lopez.
Yeah. Like me some Elektra Lopez, by the way. They were saying after that match, it was kind of weird that I got called up because that match was not good. But there's no telling what she's going to do. She might just be there as a valet for now and keep working. Who knows? So I guess this is one of the things we have to do the old, let's let it play out. I guess. Ray and Dominic jumped over to Raw. Naomi to SmackDown. Not very happy. Sonya Deville was not very happy with that. Austin Theory brought up to Raw, and Jeff Hardy brought over to SmackDown. That was a weird little segment between them. I did watch that, though.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Awkward.
Breaking up the way, then, huh? Or at least taking him out of it.
Yeah.
Hello, gentlemen.
Oh, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Sorry for the lateness.
No problem at all, man. We added you so we could just jump right in the call. See how that worked? Smart, you're still here, right?
Yep.
I am still here.
All right. See, now we're all here.
Smart.
Hey, how are you? So to reset things, we were just talking about the end of the war in Afghanistan.
It ended?
Oh, well, wait, maybe we weren't. I get distracted. I thought we were talking about drafts for a minute there. Thought this was going to be a Zeus situation.
Yeah, draft is funny. That who knows that could come back soon.
Oh man, that would be awesome if they did a movie with Kevin Costner and it was draft day and he just walked around the zoo for a little while.
In that awesome cut style that they did that movie.
I would watch an hour and a half Dennis Leary and Kevin Costner walking around a zoo.
There's your cheap plug, Bossman. Listen to Draft Day from Bossman.
Yeah, there you go. Definitely want to check that out. That was fun. That was a good one. I like that. That was the return episode
3
of
weeks
the Hollywood.
ago?
Yeah, it was the return episode of Hollywood Hangout. I think it was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Good to have that back, though. I'm enjoying talking movies. So, all right. So yeah, we were actually just done with the night one of whatchamacallit, the draft. So there you go with that. Did you have anything on night one, Eric? You did.
Not really. I mean,
right.
Are we surprised that Charlotte got drafted to SmackDown?
Yeah, she did.
And now she's no longer the Raw champion, right? I don't even know how they're going to do that.
I don't know. Did the champion... well, remember, none of these go through until after Saudi Arabia show. The Saudi Arabia show, which I guess
so she's going to probably lose the title, right?
Probably. Luckily, they have time to do stuff right now, so that's one good thing. Also, Friday night, I guess some additional picks were announced on Talking Smack. After SmackDown, Raw picked Nia Jax, Drake Maverick, Reggie, Zelina Vega, Tozawa, Alpha Academy, R-Truth, John Morrison, Doudrop, T-Bar, Apollo Crews, and Commander Aziz together. SmackDown chose Aaliyah, Toni Storm. She was already on SmackDown. I just haven't used her. Drew Gulak, Mace. So Mace and T-Bar are split up. Ali, Mustafa Ali, and Mansoor. They were all picked on Talking Smack. Awesome. All right. Yeah, I know. Not the best pick. John Morrison, that's always a good pick. Truth. Anywhere Truth is, he's going to be good. So, all right. Let's go ahead and hit SmackDown.
Exactly.
Yeah, SmackDown hit a few nights after that. We had Becky Lynch over to Raw. Yeah. You thought Bianca was going to get away from her for a while. Nope. Usos stay on SmackDown. Bobby Lashley, Raw. Sasha Banks, SmackDown. Stays there. Nope. Sasha stays on SmackDown.
No. Oh, that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
My bad, sorry.
No, you're good. Seth Rollins to Raw. They, you got to keep Becky and Rollins together. Nakamura and Rick Boogs to SmackDown. I think that's actually just fine. Damian Priest, Raw. Sheamus, SmackDown. Who fucking cares? AJ Styles and Omos to Raw. Shayna Baszler to SmackDown, which I think is a very good move. Getting her over to SmackDown, getting her completely away from Nia Jax and letting her be a fucking killer. I think that's a great fucking move for Shayna. Kevin Owens to Raw. Xia Li moved up to SmackDown. Going to be interesting how they kill the Tian Cha or whatever that crazy gimmick was. Street Profits, Raw. Viking Raiders, SmackDown. Finn Balor to Raw. Ricochet, SmackDown. Karrion Kross, Raw. Who fucking cares at this point? Carrillo and Garza, they're on SmackDown. Alexa Bliss to Raw. Cesaro to SmackDown. Carmella, Raw. Ridge Holland, SmackDown. Gable Stevenson, Mark. And Eric. Gable Stevenson. Picked guy just signed literally weeks ago. And he's already on Raw. Curious to see how they're going to do this. Sami Zayn also to SmackDown. Go ahead. Go ahead, Eric.
When I saw that didn't make any sense to me. The guy that they just signed, right? Stevenson?
Yeah, it makes no sense to me either. I'm not sure what they're going to do, but I guess, I mean, to get him on television right now and just have him go out there and, I mean, if he can already talk, that's a plus. Maybe that's all they need him to do right now, kind of do some vignettes, and I guess we'll see what happens. We'll completely see what happens as we go. But right now, I'm not completely sure what the fuck is going to happen with that. And I guess there were some more picks on Raw Talk. Raw took Dana Brooke.
The rumor.
Isn't they bring back Angle?
About who? Did you say Chad Gable?
You see they bring back Angle for...
Oh, well,
to maybe like manage him, or not manage him, but it'd be a what do you call it, a mentor.
Oh,
Thank you.
maybe. I don't know. You could see him kind of like being like like the Kurt Angle of the Alpha Academy. You saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. That could be somewhere to bring him in, and then he could just kind of get from there, and then eventually get in the ring. That's probably what they're going to do with him. It kind of makes sense, which means they probably won't do it. I mean, it's just the way this company is. Yeah, that makes complete sense. Let's not do that. Okay, let's not. Why bother? Oh, somebody dropped off there. I think it was Smark. Smark's got some storm problems. So there he is. He's back. Smark's back. Right? Yep. All right. No big deal at all. A few internet problems. Now, like I was saying, there was also some drafts.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You're good. You can hear.
Go. Okay, those are big lad.
Oh, now you're just swallowing your microphone again. You kinky little bastard.
That's it. That's fun. Bit of a lag, though. Some big lag.
All right. No big deal. It'll probably go away in a few minutes here. Once again, Monday night on Raw Talk. After Raw, there were more picks. Dana Brooke, Dolph Ziggler, excuse me, Robert Roode, Jackson Riker, Veer, Liv Morgan, Mia Yim, Tamina Snuka, Tegan Knox, Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander, and The Miz were all picked for Raw. And Shotzi Blackheart, Natalya, Jinder Mahal, and Shanky picked for SmackDown. I think that's pretty much all of them right there. So, out of the two shows, right now, with the rosters the way they're looking, what are you guys thinking? Who right now has the better looking roster?
Raw.
I think SmackDown's got the better looking roster right now.
It's more top heavy on SmackDown, I think.
I mean, you got Reigns, you got Drew over there now. I mean, you got some good guys over there. I think that's going to be a good one over there. That's going to be a good. SmackDown has been a better show than Raw lately, anyway. But let's see what this shakeup does. Again, none of us are going to know until after Crown Jewel. And let's not forget, at Crown Jewel, we will see they are bringing back King of the Ring and Queen's Crown, they're calling it. I think they might have Googled Queen of the Ring and been a little upset. Maybe.
Just a tad.
But, Queen's Crown sounds good. Yeah, there you go. Both of those finals we did here will be held. We actually talked about it a few weeks ago, that it will be held in Saudi Arabia. So that'll be pretty cool. That will be pretty goddamn cool. So we'll see that happening.
The finals are going to be on Saudi Arabia.
Right. Didn't I say that? Or did I say I'm not sure what I said now. I'm confusing myself tonight, but that's okay.
Well, no, you said the finals. The tournament itself starts on the 8th.
Oh, correct. You're right. The tournament does. Correct. So
Arabia.
It's going to be cool, man. I've always liked the King of the Ring tournament. And
You think they're rushing the finals?
Was it 3 weeks away? The show they're doing?
I think they should slowly build to
3 weeks. 3 weeks for WWE is like 6 months for most companies. So man, Skype is
have the finals at Survivor Series.
They got to give Saudi Arabia. They got to give Saudi Arabia something, man. So this is what they're going to give them. They're going to give them the finals of the show.
Yeah.
Well, you can't blame them. I mean, I think we already got more matches lined up for that show. So I don't know. I'll see if I watch it. It's like on Thursday at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't think I can do that. So who fucking know? Smarky is having some storm problems over there, so he's kind of cutting in and cutting out. And I'll tell you the truth, Skype is not being very friendly tonight at all. Anyway, there's not much more to really get into on the draft. Like I said, we'll know how
it's lagging a little bit.
A little bit. I can tell that. But there's not much to get into really on the draft, because really we're not going to see how any of this shit shakes out until after Saudi Arabia show. So really, we can talk about it right now, but none of it matters until we see how it shakes out and how they, bring people out and what goes on from there. So, but we still had to talk about it. And we did. Looks like I just lost someone in the chat, in the Skype, not sure who. It looks like I might have lost Smark or maybe Eric. Eric, you there?
I'm here.
All right, Eric's there. Smark,
I'm here.
Smark, I think I might have lost real quick. Again, he's there.
I'm here. Just the connection keeps kind of cutting out the storms here, and Skype's already been acting weird, so I'm going to put myself on mute for a couple of minutes.
All right, and I'm not sure. It says poor connection on my end, too, so I'm not sure if it's me. My internet's not been great tonight either, so. But
everything else seems to be running fine, so I don't know. But sometimes we're like, it's right now, it's going perfectly, but then sometimes it's a big lag, so who fucking knows? Technology is for suckers.
Yeah. There you go, sir.
Like us? No.
There you go. All right, well, let's jump into a little more news at this point. Then we can kind of just roll on from there. Now, something I had here. I'm going to go ahead and bring this up. I guess Queen Pins is set to be the first film that's actually going to feature AEW references in it because of Paul Walter Hauser. I don't know any movies this guy's been in, to be honest with you, but he's going to be in a new movie with Kristen Bell, BB Rexa, Kirby Howell Baptista, I don't know, Vince Vaughn. I know who Vince Vaughn is. It's a comedy about two housewives who create a $40 million coupon scam. And basically what happened was there were all these...
Sounds like two Karens.
Yeah, exactly. Hauser was on Sean Waltman's podcast, the Pro Wrestling for Life podcast, and he started saying basically, he was like, "Look, they had a bunch of WWE references in the movie," and he went up to the company and was like, "Look, it was just because they had another guy before me, and he knew WWE, but he dropped out. Then he signed on. Hauser did." Read the script, walked up to the writer and was like, "Listen, can we change this to AEW?" He happens to know Tony Khan, Hauser does. And he said, "Listen, I can probably get you guys a better licensing deal with the images and stuff." So they immediately switched it from WWE references to AEW references. So if you do want to watch Queen Pins, it's available to stream right now on Paramount Plus. I just found that a funny little story that they had all these WWE references. Queen Pins. I just found it hilarious. They had all these WWE references from the other guy, and this guy's like, "Nah, switch."
It essentially looks like a ripoff of that show, Good Girls.
I never saw it, so I don't know. But I'm probably not going to watch this either. I just, again, thought it was funny they had all those WWE references, and then this guy comes in and he's like, "Yeah, trust me, AEW's got more buzz. I know the owner. It's cool. He's a cool guy." Tony Khan getting all kinds of play. Hollywood now going to be talking AEW. So, all right. So everyone's still working good here? The lag going away at all? I don't think it is. Well, everyone just went quiet on me. This is awesome.
Yeah, not really, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. My internet's not doing great either. I'm getting the old wait things here to wait on things. But let me just go ahead and knock this one out, too, because this one's going to be a nice little, we can just laugh at this one for a minute. Vince Russo has called on Vince McMahon to publicly apologize and address the claims of the plane ride from hell. Vince Russo says, "Why can't one time Vince make a public statement and say, you know what, it was 20 years ago, it was an unfortunate incident, I take full responsibility, it was an embarrassment to me, that night ever happened. I take full responsibility, I apologize to the stewardesses. After incidents like that, all we can do is make sure it never happens again. Just be a human being at one point. Just a human being," Russo said. Vince, okay, it's his company. I get it. It's Vince's company. Everything rolls down to him. We all know, piss rolls downhill. It's the way it goes. It's all going to come down to Vince. But Vince wasn't on that flight. According to many people, Vince was not on that flight at all. Full responsibility.
Does he deny it?
I don't think. Smark, has Vince ever actually talked about this publicly? I don't know if Vince has ever even talked about this publicly that I know of. I'm sure he had an attorney tell him not to. I'm pretty sure an attorney told him not to ever talk about this publicly.
Yeah, I mean, what does he gain from talking about it?
Nothing. He'd gain nothing talking about this publicly. And I get it, Vince Russo. You're trying to, this is a great little virtue signal from you, but it was 20 years ago. What does it mean 20 years after the situation for him to take full responsibility? I take full responsibility for a flight I wasn't on and for something I didn't know was happening until everyone got back? Huh? Jim Ross took full responsibility for it, which he claims that he should have. He was on the flight. He didn't stop half the shit from going on. He took the responsibility. He was there. That's not good enough for Vince Russo, though. Not Vinny Roo, bro. Not Vince Russo. Anyway. Who else has something on that one? Yeah, this lag must be getting worse.
Like I said, I don't really see the point in addressing it at this point for him.
Nah, I don't either, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think Vince Russo is just reaching and wants attention. As always,
Vince Russo just does stuff to get.
he's just a headliner trying to make headlines.
Yeah, he just does
Buzz.
stuff to try to get in these dirt sheets, and unfortunately, they usually eat it up. But more unfortunate, we usually end up talking about it because it's fucking hilarious. So there you go.
He's no better like Dave Meltzer.
No,
All for headlines.
Not
All
really.
one, but
Yeah, they're both just always one. I mean, Meltzer's been around a lot longer, done a lot more than. I mean, Vince Russo, we can credit him with a lot of stuff, but let's face it, Meltzer's been around a lot longer in the business, and Meltzer's been doing this since the freaking early 80s.
yeah, 80s.
Yeah. So I don't know, but they do both do the same thing. Let me knock one more out, and then I'll let one of you guys, if you can, jump in here and get one of yours out of here. Now, we talked last week about this update on the AEW EVP all losing their creative power, and I think all of us agreed that there was a little bit of bullshit to it, especially with AEW actually making fun of it last week. Well, Meltzer reported that the roles, Meltzer did say, speaking of Dave Meltzer, that the roles of the higher-ups in AEW have remained unchanged since December 2019. Tony Khan took more control of booking since then, but no one has lost any creative power. So basically, Meltzer's calling bullshit on that article. I don't remember who that article was from. I think it was like...
Body Slam.
Yes, Body Slam. It was bodyslam.net, I believe, who it was from. So Meltzer's calling bullshit on that article, which, once again, it didn't make sense at all, especially just, I mean, those guys were so involved with the company before. They started it. This is their baby, basically. Why would they not want to, why would anyone? I get the fact that, the only part that made sense in that whole article was Cody is taking a little more of an outside role, just kind of looking in. I get that. He's doing reality shows. He's doing this. He's doing that. My wife said that show was pretty fucking awful the other night. She said she watched about 20 minutes of it, shut the TV, and went to bed.
She's a woman of culture. I appreciate that.
She said it was ridiculous. She's like, she said it was so over the top is what she said it was. She said it was awful. She said worse than that twin show you were talking about, the Bella twin show. Worse than that twin show you used to watch, she said.
Well, it is a Road Over the Top or something, isn't it?
Road to the Top. Yeah.
Roads to the Top.
It was, according to my wife, Roads Over the Top. But thank God I'm not going to have to watch that show. Luckily, I have a channel changer, a remote control. Switch it.
I want to believe she was talking about Twin Peaks.
I liked that show. It wasn't bad. I used to catch...
I like that show, too.
I used to catch reruns of that late at night. So, there you go. All right. Smark, why don't you jump into one of yours, then Eric can jump into one, and then we can just get done with this. We're kind of rolling through this a little quicker than I thought with all these little Skype problems. It's because I won't shut the fuck up. But anyway, go ahead.
There's a silver lining in everything. I'll go ahead and read this. It'll work, but there's probably just going to be a delay to it. Fightful.com. It says Chris Jericho reached out to Will Ospreay when AEW first started, believes he'll join eventually. Will Ospreay is currently signed to Japan Pro Wrestling, but he's made America and the UK after relinquishing the IWGP World Heavyweight title due to a neck injury. Ospreay is claiming to be the real IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, but isn't competing in the G1 and is instead wrestling on New Japan Strong and Rev Pro events. Ospreay is widely considered to be one of the world's best wrestlers and has gotten into plenty of social media wars with other top wrestlers such as Kenny Omega, Rollins opens a big Japan Pro Wrestling working relationship, Chris Jericho believes it's just a matter of time before Ospreay steps through. Quote, I'd love to see Will in AEW, Jericho said on Reinvented Jen Eckhart for her. I actually called him way back when we were first starting out to see what kind of interest he had. I think there are a lot of guys that want to work in Japan and spend time there. I know because I was one of them. I've been to Japan over 60 times in my career. Weird flex. There will come a time when Will decides he wants to work in his own country. That's England, not U.S. I know he's English, but in America, that idea is much more similar to England than Japan is. There's something to be said about being a worldwide television superstar. You won't be getting the work. You won't get that for New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's great to be there, but the real big leagues lie in America. I would love to see Will working in America, and I think at some point that will probably happen. Jericho went on to praise his current talent, such as MJF, Jungle Boy Sam, and Darby Allin, saying AEW focuses on its own stars and building new talent.
I think you did that in record time.
That's true.
I had to check Skype.
Yes, I did. I blew by that.
I had to check Skype, make sure I didn't have it on 1.5 speed. It was that fast. I really thought you were
control.
I thought you were reading a disclaimer in a car commercial. All right. Let that one sink in for a second. All right. Now, it does say, though, Ospreay is set to be at the Rock and Rager Wrestling at Sea.
That's it.
So there you go. That's a little start right there. I'm sure they'll have some discussions and go from there. I got to say, I've seen many videos of Will Ospreay, but I haven't actually watched. I don't think I've ever actually watched a full Will Ospreay match, to be honest.
I personally like him. He's really good. He's kind of toned things down a little bit because he has had a couple of injuries. But before, he was going at like ultra supersonic speed, just doing a lot of flips and dives and jumps and things like that. But he's kind of toned things down a little bit more. He's wrestling a little bit more technically now. He's transitioned from being a junior heavyweight or a cruiserweight, as it were, in America, to being more of a heavyweight. He put on some mass, and he's kind of working a little bit more of a heavyweight-friendly style. So either way, he's still really entertaining, and I think that AEW could benefit a lot from him being there.
Awesome. Excuse me. That Jesus Christ, this fucking good weed. What else can I say? Good weed. It's from Colorado. At least that's what it says on the bag. Anyway, that's what it says at least. Anyway, like I said, I can't really say. Like I said, I just never actually have watched a full Will Ospreay match. But again, I've seen some really, clips of him here and there. And most of the clips I see, he's doing some pretty fucking amazing shit. I've seen the one with him and Ricochet. A few more, but definitely, I don't know, man. I'd like to see him over here. There's a lot of guys he can work with over here, obviously.
Brian Danielson.
Oh, yeah. Have they worked a match before? Why do I feel like they have?
I don't think so. There was a rumor floating around that it was saying that he wanted that match.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there was like a little Twitter beef between them. I think.
Okay.
Either him or CM Punk. A little Twitter.
Dude.
If I'm not mistaken. Or
good.
it was somebody else. I don't know.
That'd be another good one with him. So, I don't know, man. A lot of people he can come over here and work with. And
CM Punk, Adam Cole, Brian I can go on and on.
I did think that it was funny. The time will come when he decides to work in his own country. I mean, I know he's English, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
In America, we think the English are just Americans anyway because we're stupid. They speak English, so they're kind of American, All right, whatever. That was a funny little statement there, but that'd be pretty cool. I mean,
I got it.
They're bringing over a ton of guys anyway. As we know, Smark, the Forbidden Door / Forbidden Portal has been opened.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it has.
Tony Khan has kicked that fucker open. It looks like the lag is going away, by the way, guys, because you guys
I've been known to go through a couple of forbidden doors in my day.
I've gone through a couple forbidden portals in my way.
You ain't kidding.
Woken up the next morning. Whoa!
Yeah, it's good old fashioned time travel there. You wake up and it's an entirely different day, and you got to figure out who you've done wrong.
I've just woken up in the morning and heard the door close before. And I'm like, whoa, what, who, whoa. Looked out the window. Oh, she wasn't that bad. Okay, let's keep going. Okay.
I mean, everybody looks good from behind.
Well, she was usually waiting on a ride.
There you go.
Yeah.
You see, nowadays, you probably got that timed out a little bit better. You kind of know when the end is coming, so you start kind of, setting them up in Uber right before that moment.
I have no clue. I've been married for almost 4 years and going on 10 years with my girl. I don't know what you're talking about, Smart.
That would actually be an amazing idea for like a startup company. Just a rideshare service that caters exclusively to people who get kicked out after a one-night stand.
There's the name, One Nighter.
Mm-hmm.
Just there you go. Hey, everyone's delivering alcohol now. You can get all kinds of shit delivered. Might as well do that, man.
That's it.
Listen, we have an account that's I won't say the account name, but what they do is they do to-go sushi. All to-go, internet order, curbside pickup. There is no inside restaurant for this place. Like, you cannot dine in. And
yeah, it's a ghost kitchen.
Yeah, and they are doing amazing at it. They are, I mean, their business has gone from a couple of this, a couple of that, to a few thousand of this and a few thousand of that within like 6 months.
Yeah, shit like that makes me nervous as somebody who, as for a living, works on the end of the hospitality that involves engaging with customers. These fucking ghost kitchens that are just completely eliminating any dine-in options are just makes me a bit weary.
Well, this company they have a dine-in place, but this company they started because of COVID, and it took off for them during COVID. So they were like, shit, we're keeping our people. We're not firing anybody. Everyone's eating. Let's fucking keep doing this. So they're still doing it. They haven't. I don't even think they opened the doors in their other restaurant yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for right now because I've seen a lot. I think we've talked about this before somewhere on this show or the other one, but there's a lot of places that are opening up these little small individual, not individual, but these small ghost kitchens, and people think that it's like a mom and pop company or whatever. And I guess in this case it is, but in a lot of cases, it's owned by fucking different people. Outback Steakhouse has one that just sells chicken tenders. So just these big companies are opening up these small ghost kitchens, and they're not associating themselves with the larger, parent company. So it looks like it's this local dine-in thing, but it's actually this giant fucking corporation trying to manipulate and fool people.
Huh. Interesting. Which makes sense though, because when chains start getting bad shit going on, they decide to open another company. Not a bad idea. That's the name of the game, sir. So anyway, I'm not sure how we got from Will Ospreay to restaurants, but now I'm fucking hungry. Now I'm hungry. So, all right, Eric, you sent me 3 of them. If you want to jump into one of them, I'll figure out which one you're talking about as you talk.
Let's do the NST.
Hold on.
Last night was the lowest rating since September 7th.
Really? Let's see here. December 7th. Okay, I got the one here. Yeah, last night, only 632,000 viewers. Lowest since September 7th. Down 4% from last week. This is all done.
NST.
Yeah, I did a 0.13. I'm doing this because you were breaking up a little bit, Eric. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, NXT did a 0.13 rating in the 18 to 49. That's about 170,000 viewers. That's supposed to be their demo. The lowest since August 3rd. It ranked 34 on cable, according to Showbuzz Daily. Oh, good. Oh, Showbuzz got their shit back? I didn't fucking know that, but I'm glad. I know they were fucking fighting for that shit, so that's a damn good thing right there. But, 34 on cable, according to Showbuzz Daily. Oh, good. Oh, Showbuzz got their shit back? I didn't fucking know that, but I'm glad. I know they were fucking fighting for that shit, so that's a damn good thing right there. But, 34 on cable, according to Showbuzz Daily. Oh, good. Oh, Showbuzz got their shit back? I didn't fucking know that, but I'm glad. Yeah, I mean, and I saw a little bit of the NXT actually. I saw two matches. I saw the Joe Gacy versus who was he against, Mark or Eric?
I'm not sure.
Who was this, Mark?
Let's see, was it Cameron Grimes? They've been feuding.
I don't think it was Cameron Grimes, but I saw Joe Gacy come out last night, and I saw his match, which wasn't actually that bad, to be honest with you. He's definitely improved. I like this gimmick he's doing, by the way. I do.
I do too.
It's
interesting.
It's such a shot, and at like all the millennials. It's kind of it's a much calmer Dan Lambert. It's a way.
That's right. It was Ikemen
Ikemen Jiro. That's right. That's exactly who it was. That dude's fucking pretty awesome. I love his jacket though. I like that guy's jacket. But at the end of that match, we saw the what am I thinking? The debut of Harland, Parker Boudreaux, right?
Yeah.
Shaved his head. Looks like, I'm sorry, but he looked like Nails. With the shaved head, the half.
You say that like that's a bad thing.
Oh, don't let Vince have a flashback. Is all I'm saying. That could be bad.
He doesn't file a potentially frivolous sexual harassment lawsuit. He'll be all right.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
go ahead, Eric.
I think the ratings were down because it was they were competing against the wild card baseball playoffs. Red Sox and Yankees were on. So
Maybe that could be why. I hate making excuses for shows that people just don't want to watch. But I'm kidding,
Why?
Eric.
I'm just saying the MLB playoffs are here now, so even AEW could be low. Have ratings low tonight too.
Oh, don't worry. Those, trust me, the hardcore AEW guys will definitely find excuses for that one. I believe they're now being called AEW sexual. Is this what I've heard? Is this what I've seen on the internet now?
Yeah, you can only like get off if you're watching Dynamite or Rampage.
I guess.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, there's a couple of people on their roster that have kind of helped put things into motion for me.
I mean, Mandy Rose will get stuff in motion for me. And you know what? Speaking of,
it's kind of interesting though. Is that like real quick? Like you had kind of mentioned that the Red Sox Yankees game was on, and that is going to do gangbusters in ratings, a playoff game between the Yankees and Red Sox. But what I saw that was kind of interesting was like the median age of NXT viewers yesterday was 62 years old. So I'm not necessarily sure that baseball is necessarily having a lot of impact on that, considering most of the baseball audience is also like 40 or older. So it's kind of an interesting. I mean, I'm not saying that as a dig. Baseball has a problem attracting younger viewers. It's just sort of the way things work. I like baseball, but it is what it is. Yeah.
Now you guys, no one. I didn't know it was a Red Sox Yankees game. That's like blood versus blood right there.
Yeah,
that's a fucking blood feud right there. So that's definitely one. I mean, those are the games my parents used to take me to when I lived in Boston. So I know what those are like. That wonderful Boston-New York rivalry. But anyway, speaking of Mandy Rose, she had a match on NXT. I did watch that match with her and Ember Moon. Pretty good match. Mandy looking amazing as usual. Won that match.
Yep.
But Rick Boogs, at one point she had Ember Moon in like a grip between her legs. And I don't know what Rick Boogs was thinking. I don't know what he was drinking.
I saw this tweet.
I mean, I am right with him here. I'm just not sure I would have put this one out. He goes, Mandy Rose squeezing you between her thighs must feel like a sloth, decimating your core with its death clutch grip. I've seen her squat in the gym. She's got some power. # WWE NXT. she did respond with basically some like bomb emojis and stuff like that. I mean, I would let her squeeze my head until my ears were sweating. That's all I'm saying.
There you go.
I don't think I'm not sure many men would deny that.
Maybe you figured it out. Maybe this is like the new way that you flirt with people that you work with without like getting into troubles. You just put a lot of weird metaphors and coded messages in there, so you like have plausible deniability if shit ever comes back at you.
Well, I mean, he can't exactly just say, "I would love to have Mandy Rose squeeze my head between her thighs until my ears sweat." I don't think he can say that. I can.
Mm-hmm.
Quietly.
Understood.
I mean, very quietly I could say it. Just anyway. Let's just move on now before the wife comes in. Okay. But yeah, it was.
We don't want you to get in trouble, Bob.
That's all right. Last thing I need is my wife. Just she would hit my back. Your back hurts, doesn't it? That's what she would do. But anyway, Rick Boogs. I agree. There's nothing else I can say. I do agree. That outfit she had on, man, that girl just, like I said, Mandy Rose is just put together like unbelievable. Just, wow.
She's one of a kind.
Sent some good, she posted some nice pictures today, too, of that outfit last night. They just take a picture of her in every outfit she wears, and I can't blame them. Cannot blame them. So, all right. By the way, that was, since we were talking NXT and shit, but I just tied that into my last story. So, Smark, go for it.
Yes. Right. That is the old NXT report. So there you go. Got another one here. It's from Sean Ross Sapp, I believe, put this out on the old Twitterverse. Apparently, MLW has been kind of busy. They're doing another show this week, I guess. Michael Smith was telling me they're going to be doing the first episode of their Vice show. It's going to be airing tomorrow. So that'll be kind of interesting if you have Vice. We had talked about that earlier a couple weeks ago, that they had reached a deal with Vice. But anyways, Sean Ross Sapp says Court Bauer said that MLW had conversations with Bo Dallas, but he seems more interested in farming right now. MLW reached out to Braun Strowman, but a deal wasn't put together.
More interested in farming right now. He also is cooking, and I believe he has a YouTube channel for cooking and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Farming. Interesting.
It is a good mental image of just seeing him just out there on the farm.
Well, I mean, just out there telling his crops to believe.
Mm-hmm.
If you believe, you will
chasing chickens.
You'll make it through this drought.
I mean, this is just a pretty cool life, though. I mean, if you gave me the option to like spend the rest of my days living on a farm with Liv Morgan, I think I'd take it.
Yeah, you got a point. Okay, you got a point. I think I would too. That's what he means by farming. Oh.
Yes, he's plowing her.
Oh, fuck. Finger quote, farming. That's what he should have done. He should have put quotes around farming. I understand exactly what Bo is saying here. But I mean, shit, man. Trust me, I would. That ain't bad at all. Good for him. I mean, if he saved his money and he's got it, and he's got a nice little place with a little farm out there right now, and he's doing well, more power to him. Take a break. Decide what you want to do. Go where you want to go.
Yeah. I mean, if you have other opportunities available to you, I wouldn't necessarily jump at the first opportunity given.
I mean, MLW would be a good place for him to start back. Maybe he, starts back there and then goes somewhere else. But I don't know. Maybe he gets a deal with someone else. I guess we'll have to just find out, figure out what's going on, and see. But, yeah, there you go. Bo Dallas. Haven't heard that name in a while, man. But speaking of TV deals, let me just get one more. I actually forgot that I did send myself one and forgot to pull it up. Women of Wrestling are coming back to TV. Did you know that, Smark?
I Yeah, I saw that story. What I was looking for ones to send you tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like the league owner and WoW executive producer Jeannie Buss said in a statement to ET, wrestling's presentation of women has long been very important to me, and we are now presenting the epitome in sports entertainment that will highlight the athleticism of these superstars as we reintroduce WoW. So they're going to be jumping back on. It looks like next year in the fall of 2022 is when they're probably going to be jumping back on. It's going to be pretty cool. They've got a Viacom CBS global distribution group that picked them up. So they're going to be on actual like television.
Yeah, and if I heard you right, you were saying Jeannie Buss is behind this. She is the president and controlling owner of the Lakers.
Yep.
So that is a powerful name to have at your side.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely, that's someone you definitely would want as a partner in your company. So that's pretty good for them. And it's just been a long time since they've been doing this. So pretty cool though that they got a TV deal. A lot more wrestling, man, just jumping on television. Seems like every goddamn week another wrestling show is getting a TV deal.
Mm-hmm.
So
the boom has started.
It's the boom time. All right.
It's all about the boom.
Of course it is. Eric.
Yes, sir.
Go for it. Which one? You got two more here.
The Johnny Gargano.
Yes.
Johnny Gargano has removed WWE and NXT superstar from his Twitter and Instagram bio and replaced it with pro wrestler in quotations.
Yes. Pro wrestler. Clevelander. Also, he says in there. Now, do we know when his contract is up? No, I know Candace is pregnant. Correct?
Yes.
I'm not throwing any bullshit out there. Just want to make sure. Okay. I just want to make sure it was her. She's pregnant. When does his contract up?
I'm assuming soon.
Really? I don't know. I mean, man,
he's technically under NXT contract, right? So
right,
no 90 days. So it's just like it's like Black when he left.
Well, if he quit, it would be a 30-day non-compete. That's what it would be. But if he works out his contract, he has no non-compete. If you fulfill your contract, you wouldn't have one. So
I'm assuming by the end of the year, it's probably over.
According to Wrestling Inc., it says it is set to expire December 3rd of this year.
Okay.
Oh.
So cool, yeah.
Maybe he's going to take some time off and then decide what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Perhaps that's what he's going to do. Spend a little time with his pregnant wife. Go to some doctor's appointments. There's a lot in the beginning.
Be a dad.
The Lamaze classes aplenty.
Oh, that's not in the beginning. That's a few months down the road.
Well, start early, I guess. Start reading those books.
Books are good.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube videos, probably not good.
Yeah, I forgot that it's 2021.
YouTube videos now.
There's one match I've always wanted to see is Johnny versus Bryan Danielson.
It's funny when they were talking about Bryan Danielson leaving WWE. One of the things me and Smark talked about was it would be a cool thing to see him over there in NXT working with a lot of those younger guys.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that's where he decided to go, but I think we're going to see a lot more of him in better matches in AEW. Christopher Kane is asking, is Golden Corral still in business? Of course they are.
Actually, it's kind of funny that he says that because they are still in business, but like a lot of them, from what I've been seeing, are suffering. Like the one that was near me closed down just because, like, it was pretty much common knowledge that they weren't necessarily the most sanitary place in the world even before the pandemic. But nowadays, there's a lot of people that are like very reasonably hesitant to go there, and they've been doing bad business. At least around here, they have.
Oh, restaurants everywhere. Everywhere, restaurants are closing down. We used to go to this little deli right around the corner from where I work, and we went there 2 weeks ago. No problems. No one said a word. Went there the next week. Literally, we went on a Thursday. We went back Monday. it was closed due to
Sucks.
lack of help and lack of business over the pandemic. They closed that one. They still have another one, but it's in McKinney, which is like 25 minutes away. I can't do that for lunch. I have an hour.
Right.
So
wow, they closed within 4 days.
yeah,
And you went there.
yeah, they closed that fast. There was a sign on the door, and everything was still in there. So I'm sure they had some time to get their stuff out of there, but doors were locked. Sign on the window.
There was no indication that they were closing.
No, and they said that business had been slow, but every time we went in, the place was pretty packed. But every single restaurant, every restaurant right now that you drive by, every restaurant has a now hiring sign. Every single fucking one of them.
Yeah.
They just can't get people to come in and work.
Couple closed here.
Yeah.
Applebee's closed here. Chili's closed a couple years ago.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
Friday closed here.
Yeah, see, you're not going to get a Chili's closing here. Tex-Mex is so big in fucking Texas, so you're not going to get a Chili's to close here.
I understand what you're saying, but that sounds so crazy that like Chili's, when like you could get actual like authentic and good Tex-Mex, it'd be like like it's like if you're living in Chicago and you're getting fucking Domino's.
Well, Chili's is the place you can go for lunch and be out of there within 35 minutes. That's one of the reasons.
I mean, I like Chili's, but I'm just saying.
Oh, I do too. I like Chili's too. Actually, the cigar shop I used to work at is now a restaurant, and in the original, like the 1975 original Chili's location. So, yeah, he promotes the shit out of that, and he gets business from it too. But yeah, there's a lot. I mean, Tex-Mex is all over the place here, but Chili's. At lunch, that place is packed. And then some days you go in and they just don't have the help, so you can only sit at the bar. And they just, it's the only place they can control. And I mean, you've got like the cooks coming out and giving you your food.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy right now what's going on. But now hiring, everyone's hiring.
You would think people want jobs, but I guess.
Well,
I don't know.
Now you can just go drive Uber. So
yeah.
if you got a car, that's all you have to do. Sorry, guys. So, all right.
No worries.
All right. Smark. Yes.
You got it. This is from pwinsider.com. There is a new WWE Performance Center coach. Dun, dun, dun. Former Spirit Squad member Kenny Dykstra Doan has been hired by WWE as a WWE Performance Center coach. He's been working in Orlando for at least several weeks. PW Insider can confirm. They were just hanging out at the Performance Center, I guess, making sure they kept track of everybody that came in. Doan, 35, was initially trained by WWE Hall of Famer Killer Kowalski. He wrestled for WWE, his childhood dream, from 2006 to 2008, before hitting the independent circuit, including Dragon Gate USA and Tommy Chambers' House of Hardcore. Tommy Chambers doing great these days. Dunn and Mike Mondo, a.k.a. Mikey from the Spirit Squad, returned for a short run in 2016, playing off their past with Dolph Ziggler, Nikki, and the Spirit Squad. Doan announced in April 2021 that he was no longer wrestling and considered himself retired. Doan published a children's book, Billy's Bully, in 2013.
Really? Didn't know that. Interesting. Well, cool. I mean, listen, he was trained by Killer Kowalski. So was Triple H. Always a connection, man. And that would be it right there. I got to tell you, I know he did do some wrestling on the indies. As a matter of fact, there's some videos right here that you can watch on this article from PW Insider that there's a few videos, like I said, some videos of matches from him right there. I don't know. I can't see where I've got a problem with this. Just because he was in the Spirit Squad doesn't mean the guy looks like he's fucking jacked as hell, first of all. And I don't know. I haven't seen him wrestle in so long. I got really no opinion on it. Anyone else?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been out of the game for a minute, but I guess he'll make a good trainer. I mean, it's always hard to tell who's going to be a good trainer and who's not going to be a good trainer.
Yeah.
Because you can't always go based on what they've accomplished or how good of a wrestler they are. Some, great wrestlers are shitty trainers. Some mediocre wrestlers are great trainers. It's always weird like that.
Yeah, and I mean, he just announced his, retirement in April, so it's not like he's been out of the game forever. He's just, taking his time, and good, man. Always good to see these guys and, getting work, going out there, doing what they love. I mean, WWE was a dream for him. Now he's going to be a coach for him. Those coaches usually last a lot longer than the talent, so good on him.
Yeah. So if you want longevity, no longevity is guaranteed there, but it seems like that's a good route to go down.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, it is. So, all right, let's see what else we got here. Smark, you got one, or I'm sorry, Eric, you got one more, and Smark's got one more, and then we go to AEW.
There's WWE fans, and this is the Daniel Bryan story. That he got death threats from WWE fans because he left WWE.
Yeah, I see it here. He said there's WWE fans, and the worst ones would be like sending death threats to me on Instagram, or not just death threats, but I hope you die, or I hope your son dies, or something like that, Bryan Danielson said. I'm assuming this is when he left WWE.
Yeah.
These are the, people that, just disgusting wrestling fans. And by the way,
they just take it too seriously.
Exactly. And saying "I hope you die" is bad enough, but saying "I hope your son dies,"
that's taking it way too far.
That's a motherfucker. That's a motherfucker I might hunt down. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Karma's gonna come back and fine. I'll just say karma.
I hope, but I mean, I don't know how many times me and Smark have talked about this. Wrestling fans just can be either really, really cool, or you get these people that are just too diehard and go from 0 to disgusting in minutes. It's just, I don't even know how people can. Don't you get like kicked off Instagram for this shit? Aren't you supposed to? Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
I hope so.
Well, Instagram's a Facebook company. You're not supposed to incite violence or stuff like that. This seems violent to me. Someone saying "I hope you die" just seems violent, in my opinion. But who knows?
No, I agree with that.
What do I know? Right, Smark? What do I know?
There you go.
All right. But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's really much to get into here. I think we all can agree that this is absolutely disgusting behavior that none of us condone. And fans just take it too, like Eric just said, they take it too damn seriously. I get it.
It's just wrestling. It's scripted.
I know. And some people, this is still real to them. I get it. There's still people that, for some reason, I mean, I figured by now with the internet, everyone would know what wrestling is, but this is never right to say to anybody. There's a reason I don't wish death on people. That shit's bad fucking karma. That's bad fucking karma right there. You just don't do that. I don't think you do. It's my belief. Here you go.
Exactly.
There you go. All right. Smart, let's get to Damian Priest, then we'll get to AEW.
Yes. Well, first off, I just want to say I'm glad that Bryan Danielson got my letters. But anyways, moving on. No, see, on another note, since you mentioned shitty fans, Seth Rollins on SmackDown, he broke into Edge's house, right?
Yeah.
So they did I don't remember when they did the show, but they do the bump on Twitch where they talk about the shows that had gone on that week. Well, Sonya Deville was on it, and the host of the show asked what she would do, or like asked her thoughts on Seth Rollins breaking into his house. And I was like, boy, that's not great. That's not great at all.
Yeah, so what would you do, Sonya? Like run out of the house and call the cops or something?
She looks so incredibly uncomfortable. I felt bad for her, but that's neither here nor there. But I just wanted to get that one out there. That just like ultimate bad timing. And they probably hired some guy that doesn't keep up with any of this shit anyway. So he probably had no idea. But anyways, moving on. Wrestling Inc. Damian Priest on his struggling with homelessness and journey to WWE. The WWE United States Champion Damian Priest recently sat down with superluchas.com, so this really has nothing to do with Wrestling Inc. They're just plagiarists, to discuss how far the star has come since his days struggling on city streets. Priest opened up about moments where he faced homelessness and uncertainty of where his next meal would come from. Quote, "Mine was a long road to wrestling, and it wasn't easy. For me, if you really want to be a wrestler in your life, you have to try 100%. I was 50% with wrestling and suffered a lot for many years," Priest said. "I lived on the street for a few months because I had no money at all. I lived on the street. I slept on the street, and I was homeless and looking for how to eat. Even having work, I suffered. I tried to pay rent. Sometimes I didn't know where I was going to eat the next day. I kind of gave up wrestling and started working in nightclubs and earned money. I worked as a bouncer, and then I was a manager for several nightclubs and strip clubs, and I was very fat." Good for him. "I lost about 160 pounds, but I almost gave up wrestling. I didn't see that I had a future there. However, one day, one of the nightclub owners told me that he was going to give me more work and more money, but that I had to stop doing that wrestling thing that I did on the weekends. So I didn't know how, but I said, no, I better quit. This is my 2 weeks notice. Although I quickly said, oh shit, what do I do? But that moment when I dedicated myself 100% to trying to achieve my dream," Priest continued, "nobody was going to work for my dream, and that was the problem. I thought that everyone was going to help me, and the worst thing was that everyone told me, quote, 'Don't worry, with your size, you'll be a great star.' That was the worst thing I ever heard. I put myself on sleep mode, and I didn't work for my dreams. I jumped in, and thank God it turned out well. I changed my life for the positive. I started exercising, and it was actually the first time in my life that I got into a gym. And that was 2012, less than 10 years ago. Being homeless was my normal life at the time, so I was just trying to find a way to eat and a place to sleep. It wasn't a long time, but a couple of months went by where I had nowhere to go, and then some friends helped me. I stayed at their houses for a few weeks, and so on until I managed to get up, find a job, and rent an apartment, but it was not easy."
All right, let me, if you guys don't mind if I jump in here. I am not trying to put this guy's story down or say that, he obviously did struggle a lot. But we've heard this story from a lot of other guys in wrestling, mainly. Especially the guys younger, not the younger guys, but the older guys that went through the indies and stuff back in the days, living out of their cars, homeless. Mick Foley's told kind of the same story. These are stories we've heard. Most definitely. I'm glad things worked out for him. Obviously, he's doing great now, but and he lost about 160 pounds. I got to tell you, look at him. I can't even see him as a very fat dude.
Not really.
No, he just looks like he's always been like that, like almost like a naturally ripped dude.
Yeah.
So even imagining him being 160 pounds heavier, I can't even see that. But like I said, he just looks like a naturally well-built guy. But I guess not. Still, like I said, I'm not putting his story down or, trying to downplay it or say that, he didn't go through some shit. Homeless, not knowing where your next meal is coming from, and it sounds like he was thinking about living at the gym at one point from what he was saying.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just looking for a place to eat and sleep. The gym looks nice to me. Hey, if you got to go there, that's fine. Do what you got to do. But like I said, these are stories we have heard from a lot of guys who were really struggling, going down the road, spending, back then, nothing was taken care of, and there wasn't any guaranteed money. You were working on, $50 a night. So a lot of guys still go through some of this shit, and they haven't made it yet. So anyway, I'm done. Anyone else?
Have it.
All right. Eric, anything on Damian Priest being homeless for a while?
No, not really. I'm happy that he found his way to WWE, and he's been so far he's the U.S. champion. Hopefully they don't ruin him, and he works his way up to being champion one day.
Yeah, I like the guy. I really do. I think he's definitely talented. I like his gimmick. I like his promo style. I think he's good. I really do like the guy. So I hope he gets up there. And I mean, they already got him working towards that goal. Isn't he's the IC title or the US title? Which one?
US.
U.S.
US. All right. I knew it was one of the two. I knew it was one of the two. So, I mean, the US is.
They're essentially interchangeable.
Well, the U.S. title used to be you'd kind of get the U.S. title and you'd get the Intercontinental, and then that would be your, you would kind of build up. Now it's just no one gives a fuck anymore. Let's just put it that way.
More or less, yes. Also,
well,
just for whatever that's worth,
yeah.
160 pounds ago, that would have put him at 409, which would have been quite the big boy.
And how tall is he?
6'5", according to Wikipedia.
6'5". All right, even if he's 6'4" or 6'3" at 409, that's a big dude.
Yeah, I mean, like we always talk about, I always like that, like subtract 2 from the build height because they tend to exaggerate all that shit. But yeah, that's quite a bit.
That's
Big Show. That's like Big Show.
God, well, you got to remember the Big Show at one point said he was creeping up on 500 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
At his heaviest, he was about. Well, I mean, we also heard stories of Big Show just eating buckets of chicken skin from KFC.
Yeah, like Yokozuna.
Oh God, listen, I love me some fried chicken, and I'm down with maybe one just ripping the skin off and eating it, but that shit is so fucking greasy, man. After a few bites, you can feel it like going through your like in your jaw. I can't, at least. I don't know. I'm weird. What do you want me to do?
I do get a kick out of the story that they like set Yokozuna and Vader to fat camp. Like, I feel bad for them, but it's kind of funny to see like just the idea of like Yokozuna and Vader just like working out alongside of just a bunch of like fat like 12-year-old, 13-year-old kids.
And the funny thing was Yokozuna didn't get over till he got all fat.
Nope. I mean, yeah, that's his whole gimmick. I mean, more or less, is that he's a sumo wrestler.
Yeah, exactly. But again, remember he was in wrestling before that, and he wasn't that big. He got all big and fat, and they're like, "We got a gimmick for you, pal." So that's what got him over, was that gimmick.
Yeah.
And then Lex Luger slammed him, and no one gave a fuck anymore
about either of them.
I never gave a shit about Lex. I'm telling you, I've said this before. My dad always said that guy just looks like he's an asshole in real life. It just stuck with me. As a kid, he would say it and say it and say it. He hated Lex Luger. He really just, I don't know, maybe he knew something. Because Lex Luger, at that time, we heard stories that he was not a very nice person back then at all. I mean, what was it? I think Bischoff was talking about him.
Yeah, I met him.
You did?
He actually seems like a nice guy.
Well,
yeah,
now
convention I went to Doug.
Well, now he seems like a nice guy. It's amazing what cancer can do to you. But I mean, Bischoff even said back then, if you were in a room with him, you just knew you did not matter. Not you felt like you didn't matter, or he would look at you like you didn't matter. You knew you didn't matter when you were in a room with Lex Luger. No one did but Lex Luger. That's the only guy that mattered. So, I mean, he just wasn't known as a very nice person back then. I mean, if we had the internet, we might have known way more stories about Lex Luger.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've heard now he's changed his life, and, I believe he's this God-fearing man now. And like I said, cancer will do a fucking number on you, man. It can definitely change your outlook on people, life, and how you've been treating people, especially. So,
yeah,
like they say, you gotta definitely, treat people good on your way up, because you might just see them on your way back down. That's the old saying. That's the old saying right there. So, anyway, I got nothing else on Damian Priest. I believe that's all the news we got, right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't miss anything. Didn't miss shit. Okay. Well, hell, AEW 2-year anniversary, guys. Can you believe it's been 2 years since AEW
A lot of
started?
people said it wouldn't last even a year.
Absolutely. A lot of people definitely. No, I don't think anyone thought it would last after that, especially after that. I mean, they did, everyone thought it was going to be that one-off show that they did.
Yep.
And then I would say kind of out of nowhere, oh, look, we got a TV deal. And then, oh, look, we got another TV deal. So, I don't know, man, I got to tell you, for a company that's been going for only 2 years, and I hate to compare the two, but you look back at a company like Impact or TNA, whatever you want to do, call it, that's been around for, my God, how long have they been around for?
20 years.
2001?
2002? Almost 20 years.
20 years. Okay, so literally, they've been around 2 times longer. Well, not 2 times. But it's just unbelievable that how this company has gotten so much buzz. And I mean, they've got action figures coming out, they've got games coming out. They seem to get some sort of new merchandising deal, or I mean, Jesus Christ, tonight we just talked about now they're going to be getting references in a movie. That may not seem like a big deal, but in a Hollywood movie, it is a big deal.
Yep.
It is definitely a big deal. So it's just, and then you got this company, Impact, who they're the fucking cockroaches. If the world got nuked, they would be around, and the cockroaches. That's it.
Yeah, even Ring of Honor's been around as long as Impact too.
You know what? I would even say Ring of Honor has more of a buzz at times than Impact. Impact just doesn't do anything. I mean, they can. They brought in Kenny Omega, and people still said, "Meh, who gives a shit?"
Mm-hmm.
No one, for some reason, that company is stained. They are tainted. I don't even know how else to say it, but they are stained with just being. I mean, their reputation sucks. Dixie Carter basically put that company's reputation in the fucking toilet, and they've just never.
It all started with Hogan when they brought in Hogan.
And
sorry to the Hogan fanboys, but
no,
Hogan ruined that.
I'm not a fan of Hogan's, really. I'm really not this big Hulk Hogan fan, but I got to tell you, I think it was that was an attempt to try to get buzz. It did get a little bit of buzz. They stupidly,
I even watched it.
Exactly. Well, that was their highest rated episode ever. That episode where Hulk Hogan came out and Ric Flair, I believe, came out. Eric Bischoff,
Mick Foley.
But I mean, that was their attempt to try to get buzz, and that didn't even do good for them. And then they went up against WWE trying to restart the Monday Night Wars. They got the floor wiped with them in 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, they tried it for not even a month, and then they said, "No, fuck this. We'll move back to Thursday or something."
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. They moved to a completely different night, which was they never should have done that. I don't know what Hogan was thinking, but that company was already pretty fucking stained before that. What year was that? What year was that, Smark? Do you know what year?
11 years ago, 2010.
It was 2000. You're right. 10. Aha. You're right.
Oh,
it was.
That's right. 10.
10.
I mean, wasn't that even the first show that they did the Monday Night Wars, air quotes? Wasn't that like one of the matches on there was that fucking god-awful electrified cage match? It was like LAX versus the Dudley Boys or some shit, and the cage just looked like absolute shit.
I think so. And
I think so, yeah.
And that was January 4th. 1/4 was another one, if you remember. That was a January 4th where they went up against them. And I think by the end of the month, they were already announcing this is not going to work.
Yeah, it was like a 3-hour show. It was like, did they go 3 hours with WWE?
I don't
Was
remember.
WWE at 3 hours at the point?
No.
I don't even know when WWE went 3 hours.
Was it? I don't think it was 2000. I think it was the next year they went. I think it's been 10 years since they've been doing that.
Yeah, it was like 2011, 2012,
I
right
was,
around
yeah,
there.
one of those two.
Okay.
But I mean, you just see a company like Impact that's been struggling and struggling and struggling to get buzz, get buzz, get buzz. AEW, they got buzz. They got tons of
Mhm.
buzz. They really do, man. It's like become the. I mean, let's face it. On this show right here, we barely talk WWE anymore. I don't even watch WWE much anymore.
I only watch the pay-per-views.
Yeah,
I didn't even watch last week, but
yeah, but AEW watched it tonight. When I had power, my power went out twice tonight, but that's all right. We'll get through it either way. All I missed was some of the first match and some of the Serena Deeb Sheeta match. That's all I missed.
yeah, I have to go back and watch some more. But because I was watching some of the baseball, I was going back and forth.
Well, I guess we can go ahead and get into it. I just wanted to kind of, just bring up the fact that this company has done great in just 2 years, and it's just unbelievable. 2 years, they've done amazing. Go ahead, please.
I was gonna say real quick here. I got the results pulled up from the first show, October 12th or 2nd, 2019. Cody Rhodes defeated Sammy Guevara. MJF defeated Brandon Cutler. Pac defeated Hangman Page. Riho defeated Nyla Rose to win the women's championship. And Chris Jericho, Santana, and Ortiz defeated the Elite in a 6-man tag.
All still guys
Yeah,
they're
that's
pushing.
when the Elite were baby faces.
Yeah. All still
And now
guys.
the Inner Circle is the baby face.
Yeah, and it's funny. Those are all still guys that are still in the main event picture 2 years later.
Yeah.
Every one of
And
them.
those stables those factions are still together. The same guys.
Yeah.
Everyone's still there too.
Everyone's still there. Exactly, man. It's pretty cool to see. Just again, the fact that this company only 2 years has just accomplished so much. And I mean, I'm not sitting here trying to kiss this company's ass, but like I said, man, you look back at Impact, you look back at this company, and you're like, wow, this company's done a lot of things right. Where if you look at Impact, they've given us years of wrong decisions.
Yeah.
Years.
I think what it is. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I think what it is. I think they learn from Impact's mistakes. I think they learn from WCW mistakes. I think these guys watch those products and learn from them. Because Cody is from a wrestling family, obviously from Dusty and Dustin. So all these guys learn. Even Tony Khan, he's a wrestling fan. He learned from these mistakes,
Right.
and they know what not to do.
Well, yeah, and Tony Khan being a wrestling fan, that can be a plus and a minus. But I think in his case, the guy's a fucking billionaire. Most billionaires don't want to not be billionaires anymore.
Yeah.
And they work their ass off to try to keep being a billionaire. So, I just think you're right. I think Tony Khan has, seen a lot of Impact go bad. And I think he also listens to, I hate saying the internet, but he does listen to a lot of what's going on the internet. He sees what's going on and he gets it. It seems like he gets it.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm not saying he's made every decision correct at this company. We've had a couple of shit things happen. And Tony Khan saying that he didn't hear the Max Caster promo is basically bullshit. And I think we all know it. If you're in the arena, you fucking heard it. I don't want to hear shit. But, otherwise, the company's done fucking great. So let's jump into this. And speaking of jumping into, once again, AEW kicks off the fucking show with a loaded goddamn match. You get the 8-man tag to open. Once again, the Elite adding Adam Cole versus Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, Bryan, and Christian. Fucking great match from what I saw.
Yeah.
They were going. I was in the middle. The Young Bucks, I think it was Matt Jackson, was about to do something, and my power went out in the house.
Oh.
I came back. Moxley was cutting a short promo. So I don't know who won this match, but I know I've got you guys here who watched the show who can back me up.
It was the Elite one.
Okay. All right. There you go. I missed the match, but it like I said, with these guys in the ring, there's no way it could have been a bad match.
Yeah.
And
I think Christian got hurt. Hurt.
Ooh. Did he, Smart?
Because I don't know if it was a real injury. I don't think it was a real injury, but he was taken out of the match. I think it was 4-3, if I recall.
I don't know. I will go back and watch it because I was really.
Yeah, I have to go back and watch it.
Well, I was loving the match. I think I got to see like 6 or 7 minutes of it, and then my power went out. I'm like, motherfucker. Like I said, I came back. Moxley was cutting a short little promo there. I didn't even get to hear what he said because my internet was just kind of coming back up at the time. But I did get to hear Punk talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Talking about Philly, moving to Philadelphia.
His second home. Basically his second home.
Yep. Second home. I did like that he tells everyone in the crowd, I'll either wrestle or I'll buy you all cheesesteaks. Honestly, I would have gone with the cheesesteak too, Smart. Eric, are we going to be unanimous here?
I'm from Philly, so I would have to say wrestle because I can get my own cheesesteak.
Yeah, you're probably cheesesteaked out. See, we've only got we don't have that many good. Well, we have honestly where I moved, there are 2 very good Philly cheesesteak places. And the funny thing is, they're both guys are actually from Philly, and their restaurants are directly across the street from each other.
Oh wow!
So they are
the competition.
They are competing restaurants, and I have been to both. My son likes one over the other, so we go to one more than the other. But
do they know each other?
I've never asked. I'm still new around here. I don't want to get deep into conversation with people yet. I'm in the country and still stick out like a sore thumb looking the way I do.
I wonder if they know each other. It's like friendly competition.
I'm sure they know each other. I don't know if they're enemies or anything, but I don't know, man. I'm always down for a good cheesesteak. You put some fucking, green pepper, a little fucking onion, no mushrooms for me.
What kind of cheese you get?
I don't. What do me and my kid? I think provolone is what my kid likes, and that's what we usually get on it. I think.
I get cheese whiz.
I have another place down where I work that you can get it cheap. The only problem with going in this place is they're purposely rude to you. So I don't
seem authentic.
Why?
Exactly. I was told it's much more Philly authentic when they're rude to you, so I don't even fucking go in there. I carry I let's just say I carry a gun. It could end badly. I'm not doing that.
Well, there's a place that you would really like. It's called the Wiener Circle in Chicago, and
are they dicks to you?
That's their whole point. There's like a bunch of you order things from them, and they heckle you as you order, and it's a lot of fun.
I've seen restaurants like that
on purpose.
Yeah, I've seen restaurants like that. There actually is one called Dick's somewhere, and they're mean to you too. But I mean, if you're expecting it, that's fine. But these guys just say some pretty low down shit. But unfortunately, their food is good. But anyway, obviously the crowd chose for him to wrestle. It looks like we were wrestling on Rampage. Who's he wrestling again?
CM Punk is wrestling. Yeah, Daniel Garcia.
Garcia, yeah. I think it's kind of cool. Punk's coming out here and not trying to run in and take a. He got a lot of shit for coming into. Oh, he came into fucking UFC after bitching about taking top spots. Well, I got to tell you, maybe he learned from that little lesson right there, because he's not coming in here and taking top spots. He's coming in and working with young guys, and I think that might have been what he wanted to do anyway. Come in, work with these guys, see who he can get over and who can keep themselves over and who can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
he'll have his main event spots.
Oh, of course.
He'll have some main event guys, Brian, Omega. He'll fight them one of these days.
We'll get there.
Yeah, exactly.
In due time, and I think it'll be a nice little moment when he does. I mean, it's just the way it's going to play out. I think. Then we had this Arn thing, this Arn and Cody thing right here.
I'm intrigued. I'm actually intrigued by this.
Are you?
Yeah.
Cody is
I
like,
have to say,
well, you got to remember.
I'm still gonna say Cody's turning heel. He is going to turn heel.
He'll retire before he turns heel was the asinine statement he made. And now Arn is going to have to beg him to turn heel every week. Is this where we're going to go?
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm begging for him to turn heel.
Okay. I would like
As a Cody fan, yes, I'm a Cody.
I would like to replace Arn's Glock with my Ruger in that case, because I just don't want to see heel Cody. I know Christopher Kane right now is just saying, God damn, Cody was sucking his own dick tonight. Didn't even say barely a word, and he was still sucking his own dick. And I agree. He just refuses to turn heel. The crowd is booing you. Dude, Cody's almost getting to like Roman Reigns territory. Back in the day, Roman Reigns, not now. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Cody's a smart guy. He knows his business, and I think he's going to realize he needs to turn heel.
I'm not denying Cody's a smart guy. He's done well for himself. But he says some very stupid things, number one.
He does.
And he comes off as very egotistically full of himself. And it's obnoxious. It's obnoxious at times. How many times did I say that? How his entrance mark is obnoxious.
Oh, just all the time.
Thank you. Exactly. Good. I'm glad you're actually listening when I speak.
What?
I understand.
You're like, I got nothing better to do.
I programmed to say about 5 things. You know what? I want to believe so bad that Cody was like sleeping in that suit. Because he comes out and he's like, Arn, it's like middle of the night. What are you doing out here? I want to just believe that he was sleeping in that fucking 3-piece suit of his.
You're right. They got this like barrel fire. Cody's like, I have a fireplace in the house, you know. I mean, okay. I have a burning barrel.
I'm a little intrigued for the reality show tonight because they showed the previews and they showed that awful fucking weigh-in segment that they did with him and I think Nick Camarato.
Yeah.
On an episode of like what was one of those preempted Dynamites. And it went over. I remember it actually going over like a lead balloon. And in the trailer, Cody was like, man, the fans hated that segment. So like I'm really curious to see like what that's gonna look like. Him just watching somebody just crap all over his segment.
Well, you're welcome to go ahead and watch that show. I'm just not going to put myself through it. I'm supposed to be.
If I have the endurance, like I watch horror movies all the time, and I'm just not sure that I can handle that much, like just exhausting punishment and torture.
I get it, and I mean it's a different kind of punishment and torture, according to my wife, who, I mean, my wife can make it through like Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen Christmas movies, okay? Or Halloween movies even.
The fucking, like, the Lifetime Christmas movies?
Yes. She watches those.
Speaking of Halloween, there's going to be a new one this month. Or this month.
Oh, yeah, the new Halloween movie. Halloween, Everyone Dies or something like that, or...
Yeah.
Halloween Kills.
Oh, there you go. Halloween Kills. Listen, you put Jamie Lee Curtis in a movie, I'm probably going to at least watch a few scenes with her because she has aged wonderfully. I will say that.
Yeah, it's all that fucking Pedialyte or whatever it is that she's selling. The yogurt.
Shit.
I'll definitely be watching that movie.
Yeah, she is a fine looking woman. Anyway, I guess we can roll on a little bit from there. I think we were on the Bobby Fish match, right? Bobby Fish cut a little promo before the match, kind of reminding Sammy Guevara who the fuck he was. I
missed the promo, but
yeah, it was quick. It was just kind of a, okay, but by the way, here's Bobby Fish, and here's who he is for those of you who may not know.
Did he get popped?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. I mean, he didn't get a hangman pop, but he got a pop.
Yeah.
That hangman pop must have been fucking deafening. We'll get to that in a little while here. And again, he had a match with Sammy Guevara for the TNT title. Smark did mention this last week, I believe. I think it was Smark that mentioned this last week before we went off the air.
I did.
Yeah,
it was Eric. I am sorry. I did not mean to do that.
No problem.
But I think this is pretty cool. The fact that they're bringing in people from other promotions that have nothing to do with AEW like this. I mean, this challenge, again, dude, this was a challenge that got put over Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a Twitter challenge. And, okay, come on in. We'll pay you for a night. Oh, okay. This is cool shit to me. This is cool shit to see. I'm sorry, Eric. Go ahead.
No problem.
No, go ahead.
I think because he signed with MOW, and MOW is, I think it's the home of Philly.
Right.
The MOW, yeah. So,
well,
there's that connection too.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Right place, right time. Get a little, but did they mention MLW once, even on commentary tonight? I didn't hear him mention MLW. Did they?
I don't think so.
Smart, did you hear him?
I did not know.
I didn't either. So really, they weren't pushing MLW. They were pushing Bobby Fish, who, by the way, I might not be a Bobby Fish fan, but I got to tell you, it was a great match. He put on a good fucking match. Once again, man, guys leave any connection with WWE, and it's like they turn into different people. It's like, holy fuck. What the fuck is...
Yep.
It's like WWE just trains these guys. I guess.
And he was always good. He was good in ROH, too. With Kyle O'Reilly with Red Dragon.
Yeah, and I've never really seen much of that. I've never really been a ROH fan, but that was a really good match between these two guys. I really felt that it was.
Yeah.
I really thought it was. It was kind of hard to take your eyes off of it. Sammy Guevara had a little slip up on the ropes there, but it was like as Bobby Fish was supposed to be coming up and kicking him out from under the ropes anyway, so it was a little early, but it looked like Sammy had a good fall from it, but he was fine after that. Just a good match, just a really fucking good match. And then after Sammy won, what'd y'all think of Dan Lambert coming right down there with American Top Team? That was Paige Van Zandt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but when her top was open, the bottom of her titty was hanging out.
I don't think she cares. She's been making her money in that kind of a way.
She does post some racy pictures on Facebook. I must look at them a lot because I see it on my timeline a lot.
Yes, in the name of journalistic integrity, I have seen her without clothing before, and I do approve.
I have too, and I also approve. Eric, have you seen her without clothing?
I may have. I don't know.
Okay, I think Eric.
Maybe.
I think Eric's saying you. If not, Eric, there is a Google machine in front of you, and you have a phone. Go ahead and if you take a break, we get it. But Dan Lambert, once again, I think he's really. I like what. Again, I kind of think Joe Gacy is just a very toned down Dan Lambert. They're both sort of making fun of millennials. Joe Gacy's taking it a step further by being the person he's making fun of, the kind of hypocritical character.
Yeah.
But I like what Dan Lambert is doing because he's over the top. I know a lot of people have said, oh, well, he's just doing Jim Cornette. Well, he's not making racist jokes yet, but we'll get there maybe.
Perhaps. The night is still young.
I mean, he's still new to the business, so we'll see what happens. We haven't got there yet. If he ever says that, something slicker than, come off of a gold tooth, we'll talk. I guess I see the Cornette correlation, but I'm not really buying it. But I do like this little thing. I think Dan Lambert's awesome. Fuego, but they do attack Sammy. Fuego comes out for the save. He gets his ass kicked in a second. Poor Fuego. Is this going to be his character? Is just going to be a kind of a loser and get his ass kicked all the time and just Sammy's buddy?
It seems like it's going to be the case.
Very
for now, I guess. It should just be a tag team.
But do they bring
that now?
Do they
TNT champion?
Do they sympathetically bring Fuego into Inner Circle as like a kind of a new member mascot?
There you go.
I'm not sure. I don't know what else. I don't know. But what I thought was hilarious, Lambert's trying to speak this whole time, right? And the crowd, first of all, sings Jericho's song. You can.
Oh yeah, that was great. I
Awesome,
love.
awesome moment. And then they just started yelling as Dan Lambert's talking, and I love Jericho. He's like, I couldn't hear a fucking word you said. He didn't say that. But I thought that was great that he acknowledged how loud the crowd was. But they did make a match for Miami, which I believe is next Friday. Now, next week, let's just kind of go a little programming AEW note here. Next week, they are on Saturday, not Wednesday.
Yep.
So,
Friday and Saturday next week.
yeah, there you go. So that's going to be pretty cool to have them on, well, 2 nights in a row, but I think it's not going to be the best for their ratings, but
Well,
whatever.
they're going to be on Friday and Saturday. I believe he announced it for the 15th, which would be a Friday.
Mm-hmm. Rampage, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be on Rampage. And they did announce they will be live Saturday. It will not be a taped show. So that might help their ratings a little bit, the fact that it's a live show.
And he alluded to it, but if they're going to be using Jorge Masvidal for a lot more stuff, that's going to be really good for them because he's also a pretty fucking charismatic guy.
Very charismatic guy.
Yeah.
Also, very
talented.
very talented. Let's just say I follow him too, and I see a lot of his stuff on Facebook also. He's kind of one of those anti-mandate anything.
I mean, he won't be USA champion as long as Usman's champion, but
Yeah, but I like that. And I believe he just won a fight, 2-3 weeks ago, which is, always good to get a guy off a win like that on your show.
Exactly.
Always good to get a guy like that on your show off of a win like that. So now we were told by Mr. Khan. I love how Tony says that he's going to make an announcement, and then he sends out the other Tony Schiavone to make his announcements. He just replaces him. I really just think he does not want to get that reputation for trying to be an on-air character. I really feel Tony Khan is trying his best.
Not to be on TV.
I think it'll happen. I think we'll get there. But I think it's going to be a long time. I think he's much better off not being on television, letting these wrestlers go out and do their fucking job, to be honest with you. Because I think that's one thing that's making the show great is that they don't have this, the heel management character out there trying to change shit. I think that's great. But anyway, Tony Khan was replaced by Tony Schiavone to introduce the announcement for tonight. The announcement was the TBS title, which I think we all knew was coming up because Rampage, Rampage staying on TNT, but Dynamite is moving over to TBS. So we now get the TBS title, and that is going to be a women's division title, and there's going to be a tournament. Secondary.
Yep.
Which I got no problem with it. I loved Britt Baker's fucking... Britt Baker immediately just shit on that title. I don't know if anyone kind of caught that promo.
Yeah.
She was like, you bitches can fight over that bullshit. I got the real shit right here. Like, damn, they're like having vignettes and, montages for this title with the women. And she's just like, yeah, fuck that title. I got I got what y'all really want right here.
And she'll go after that one time and probably win it, and as she'll call herself Baker Two Belts.
There you go. Seen that one before.
Actually, what I want more than anything is one time during a match, I want her to raise her fingers to the air and yell out, "Madam Cole, baby."
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that.
Madam Cole. That was funny, though, where she's basically like, yeah, you bitches have fun with your mid-card belt. I'm above those.
Exactly. Immediately just shits
And she's
on the
going to
title.
end up winning it because she's going to have 2 belts.
I could see that happening 100%. Absolutely.
It is going to be interesting to see what they do with that because it's like, are you going to give it to somebody that's a bit younger? Are you like coming up like a Jade Cargill? Or are you going to give it to somebody who is like already established to kind of cement it as being a legitimate belt? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, I mean, it looks like they've got all the you're right. Like the mid card girls going for that title. I mean, we saw a little video tonight with what was her name, Sky Blue, Jade Cargill. I believe that's the match for Rampage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I think Jade's gonna win it. She won that triple threat match that they did on Rampage Friday.
I think that would be a good one for her to get right now.
Yeah.
So that would probably be a good one right there. We'll see who else goes in it. That Sky Blue chick just seems like she is so nervous. She's young, obviously.
Very young. She's still very new to the business. I mean, so is Jade, but like Jade just kind of has more of a presence at the moment.
Yeah, well, Jade will come out there and say, "I'm that bitch," and Sky Blue will come out and say, "I'm like, that bitch, and I'll hurt you too."
Well, that's what she said. She said she was going to turn TBS into that bitch show.
See, there you go.
I think it was. What I wonder is like, is the winner of the TBS championship like contractually obligated to spend at least 2 hours a day watching reruns of like Family Guy and Friends?
Well, I mean, listen. I don't know. Is the TNT guy supposed to be watching reruns of Law and Order all day?
Oh, he does.
Oh.
Sammy Guevara's just like, laid back. He's got himself some fucking Mike and Ike's, and he's just watching some Law and Order.
Mike and Ike's. Oh, man. I used to watch those Law and Order reruns when I was home during the day.
Mm-hmm.
I'd come home from lunch and watch them. All right, so we get Darby back there talking to JR. Darby, once again, kind of void of emotion.
The opening of the segment was fucking awesome. Because you have JR talking to Darby. He's like, "I'm glad you took some time out on this casual Wednesday." That was a joke, by the way.
JR was kind of, I'm telling you, he just don't give no fucks no more. And I fucking love it.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love it. But they got into the whole thing about MJF, and they were setting up for the thing that happened with Darby a little bit later in the show. But Darby talking about his uncle and, the whole thing that MJF said last week with JR. And, JR just had to sit there and bring it all up again and make Darby feel worse. That was pretty cool, JR, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. That's his formula as an interviewer, though, because if you remember, like, the old Mick Foley promo, like, when he was Mankind, like, the one that kind of got him over big, was basically just Jim Ross being like, "So you were a fucking freak your entire life, huh?"
Yeah, the Mick Foley's little boy promo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mama Foley's little boy or whatever.
Yeah, the one where he gives him the mandible claw to end the show, like, not the show, but the segment. Everybody's, like, freaking out.
Yeah, exactly. I remember that. Mrs. Foley's little boy. That's what it was. But like I said, not really much to that. I thought Darby was putting me to fucking sleep, to be honest with you. I paint my face because I'm half dead. Yeah, so am I right now, Darby.
Pain is the only thing that's real.
We're all with you, Darby, at this point. With your fucking cadence, we're all half dead also. I literally wanted to go find paint for my face. Half of it.
You could have started huffing the paint.
Jeez.
My God, I'm like, my God, should I start drinking now? My God.
I mean, I didn't think it was that bad, but I get what you're saying.
I'm just, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit here. All right.
Maybe a tad. No,
Yeah, a little bit. Darby had a heavy presence on this show tonight, to be honest with you, because right from that, we went to the match with him. He came down with Sting, Nick Camarado with QT Marshall. I mean, Jesus Christ, talk about just sucking more emotion out of this show. And Aaron Solo. But Jesus, QT Marshall. And once again, though, Nick Camarado's got a great fucking look. He just looks like an old school beast of wrestling.
he does.
I like it. I really do. It's a throwback look, and it's really good. He's good in the ring. I really like this guy. It's not. I mean, it's not a very believable match to have a guy like Darby beat a guy like Nick Comoroto. But then again, we've also seen, Big Show lose to Rey Mysterio. But what I thought was hilarious though about this match is we were on picture in picture, right? They come back from picture in picture, and like 10 seconds later, the match is over. Darby wins, and I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, did they literally say, "And we're back, go home"? It was like, wow, that was quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then after the match, QT jumped Sting. Sting did the usual no sell, and then just kicked QT in the nuts. Which that's what the crowd wanted to see. That's what they got to see.
Giving the people what they want.
That's it, man.
Exactly.
I do feel a little bit bad because, like Christopher Kane was saying, that Nick Comoroto could have been a star. And it's like he really could have. He's got a good look. He's got good size. Just whatever reason hasn't quite taken off. And I guess it's probably being lumped with QT.
That could have something to do with it.
Yeah.
That could have something to do with it. But I really feel. I mean, like I said, this guy. Let's face it. He looks like a jacked Bruiser Brody.
Mm-hmm.
He really does, and he's got that, like I said, that throwback look, which I don't know. Maybe that right now, unfortunately, maybe that's a negative against him.
Yeah,
I don't know, and for a few reasons. And yes, I am also talking about right now with the the death of Brody Lee, who obviously Brody. So he got that name from there, and Nick Comoroto just has that same look right now, and maybe it's just a little too early at this point. But I definitely see them trying. I mean, they're obviously trying to push him now. It looks like whoever they put in the ring with Darby eventually gets a push. So we'll see.
Oh, did you see, this is by the by, since we're talking about tall people, they put it out October 4th that they signed a guy by the name, I believe it's Santam Singh. He's 7'3", and they're going to be training him with QT Marshall. So I mean, he's on the fast track to success there. But I'll post it in the Mixler chat here. Basically, he's a fucking jacked looking dude.
Would you believe he is a former Maverick?
I would have believed that if I would actually taken the time to read the whole article. But
Yep, former Dallas Maverick. So it was big news here in Dallas actually a couple weeks ago.
yeah.
It actually was. I didn't bring it up because I didn't bring it up. I think we had too much. I was going to bring it up last week, and for some reason I either closed it and didn't mean to, or closed it and meant to. I don't know. It was probably after the
What's
third
his name?
or fourth beer.
Santam Singh. He's got a Netflix documentary, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it says the subject of Netflix 1 in a Billion documentary.
Yeah. Keep saying that hard name, Smark, and then after that, try to pronounce Ronda Rousey's kid's name. Okay.
Oh my goodness, no. That's always funny because it's like I watch New Japan, so anytime we have to talk about them, I can pronounce their names. But everything after that, it becomes a real struggle.
Yeah. Well, speaking of a struggle, Dante Martin's in a bit of a struggle now. He was in the ring with Tony Schiavone. Schiavone got a lot of airtime too tonight, I noticed. Basically, Dante Martin laid out an open challenge. Next thing you know, the lights go out, and Malachi Black is standing behind him, a la Undertaker behind AJ Styles. Hits him with the Black Mass. Lights go out again. You don't see Dante, but he's outside the ring as Black accepts the challenge. And that's pretty much the end of that segment. It was all right. I got to be honest, I was just very confused why they had Dante Martin out there to lay out an open challenge. He's got no title. He's just out there to say, I get it. You were out in the ring with Kenny Omega. You gave him a run for his money. And so you just lay out an open challenge? What?
Yeah, I mean, open challenges are kind of classically a heel thing, unless like they did have where John Cena was doing like the U.S. Open Challenge, but for the most part, this is usually something that a heel does.
Exactly, and just and again, without having a title, who the fuck cares? I wouldn't waste my time.
Hi, I'm Dante Martin. Can I have a match, please?
I mean, listen, I've praised Dante Martin in the past few weeks. He's been amazing out there. He's very, very talented wrestler. But to just bring him out there just to sit there and toot his own horn, as Arn would say, toot toot, made no sense to me. I'm not shitting on the segment. It wasn't a bad segment. It just kind of was, just did have a place on the show, I guess. A useless segment.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I mean, I get it. They just set up a whole new feud here, but it was about...
Could have done it a different way.
There's probably many other ways you could have done this, except for that. I mean, Christ, you could have done this in a fucking backstage. You could have done this next week, for all I cared.
You could have had a match, and Black comes out after the match and passes. Boom.
Yeah, there really weren't... I mean, honestly, there was a lot of talking tonight. There really weren't that many matches tonight. There was a lot more talking on this show. They've kind of backed off some matches it used to be just match after match after match after match. But they're slowing down a little bit. But we had Ricky Starks in the ring next. Basically, Stark was saying, I wanted to come out here, but Cage didn't show up. Like, literally 10 seconds later, Cage runs out. And I guess Cage's new gimmick is that he's a disgruntled employee. I'm not buying any of this shit like it's a fucking real a shoot. This is all bullshit gimmick to me. I think it is. Even with his wife jumping in on it, I think that's fucking all just a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Smart?
I think I would like to jump in on his wife, but that's a whole other story. Anyways,
I get that. Listen, she again till my ears sweat. But go ahead, Smart.
That's it. Yeah, I don't know. Like, just him in general, for whatever reason, he just doesn't really do it for me. Like, he's talented as shit. Like, he moves great for a big guy, but there's just something there that just doesn't connect.
It's funny. You were putting him over in NWA when I couldn't stand this guy.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Cage.
Oh, Cage. I like Cage, too.
I was talking about Stark. With Stark and NWA, I was just kind of different. I was like, yeah, he's there, but I like Ricky Stark now.
I think he's done much better. He's kind of sold me on him, but Cage, I've always liked.
Yeah.
But I think
he was good in Impact.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then he tried to win that. Then he tried to go in and win that that stupid gut check.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't even bother with him at that one point. And then they brought him in about 3-4 years later. But I like Cage. But it seems like they're just doing this character where he's just shit out of luck everywhere. He tries to get over and he can't. Try to do this, but he can't. I don't know what they're gonna do with him. But I think all this with his wife and this. I don't like my place in AEW. This just seems like the disgruntled and a WWE employee.
But I mean, if that's what he's doing. Like, if you think about the people that have done this kind of gimmick before, the like disgruntled employee, pretty much all of them have been better talkers, and pretty much all of them have been good talkers. Like we got the Brian Pillman was doing something like this, CM Punk's done stuff like this. It's this kind of gimmick, this kind of storyline angle, however you want to put it, is usually done by people who are good talkers because you have to get it over and make it look believable. I don't think he has the skill to do that.
Okay. Yeah, you got a point. He's not really known for his talking ability. I get it.
Right. Like he's a good enough wrestler. Like I said, he moves great for a big man. He does a lot of cool shit in the ring, but it's not like super big in charisma.
No, he could use a manager, like his wife.
Indeed.
See, there you go. Again, Cage ran out.
I'm gonna mention this real quick.
Okay.
It's like they used to, of course, both work for Impact, and she would be like the moderator, I guess, for lack of a better term, host, moderator, whatever, of when the Impact was on Twitch for a little while. And I felt so bad for this poor lady because, like, just the chat room was filled with just the most vulgar comments. And I was just like, this poor woman is just trying to make a buck.
Yeah, those are the same guys that are telling Daniel Bryan he should die.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. And they're also sitting there trying to, fuck Brian Cage's wife, who could probably, if this guy gets a hold of you, he will kill you.
Yes. I mean, she could probably beat a couple of them up, too.
I wouldn't doubt that, but Cage is just a fucking ridiculously large human being.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when me and Shaheen talked to him, he was like, "I'm leaving the gym." You leave? So
you guys interviewed him before?
Yeah, we did. We interviewed him. We interviewed Lance Archer from AEW at one point.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we had a few good ones back in the day, man.
Are they still in the archive?
ShoutEngine.com, THD podcast.
There you go.
You can find it all right there. They are still. I never got rid of them. I don't think I ever will. They're fine where they are. We had Sheeta after that trying to win her 50th match for a trophy about the size of a couple of apples. Did you see that little trophy?
Mm-hmm. It was a plaque.
It was a little plaque. It was, but and this was a damn good match. I wasn't expecting Deeb to win with this whole, the thing where, they do this, they bring out the trophy. But if you remember, they also did this whole thing for Sheeta and their title and this and, she's going to make history and this and that. And then she got beat for the title.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like whenever she's got something on the line,
she
doesn't make the cut. But Deeb grabbed the little trophy, though, and hit Sheeta with it after the match. But, Serena Deeb did make Sheeta tap out, which, again, I just thought was another shitty way to... They just don't treat Sheeta very well, do they?
I mean, I guess it's kind of an interesting story if you just have her chase that 50th win for a little while.
Yeah, you're right. I guess they couldn't just have her come out here and do it right away. I guess. You're right. But, I mean, they did make it seem like a huge win for Serena Deeb. And I thought it was a little strange that JR came out and was like, is that a one-off shot or is she coming back? Like, JR, what are you? Get a little horny over there, JR?
Hey, I love her a long time. Bring her over here.
All right. Let's...
Quick transition.
So Alex Marvez is telling Darby that he runs back there. He sees Darby walking. Once again, Darby was a very, very prominent on this show. He had a lot of, this was third segment, I think, on this show, Darby's.
Mm-hmm.
MJF has requested a match for next week. I don't remember which night he said it was for, if it was Rampage or Dynamite. I think it was Dynamite for Saturday, right? Okay. Silence tells me.
It's in Dynamite.
Okay, so that'll be next Saturday, is what it was. Darby did accept. He starts walking away, and a limo cuts him off. And next thing you know, he's attacked by all these guys. And you could tell it was Pinnacle. And MJF just can't hide his walk. It's just... It was obviously MJF and Pinnacle out there. And, Wardlow... They even said one point, JR was like, that's got to be Wardlow. Very good, JR.
He's doing his detective work.
JR doing his impression of Columbo there.
That's it. I do wonder, though, obviously it's supposed to be, and obviously more than likely was how they shot it. Everybody that was there was involved in that.
Right.
Was probably the Pinnacle, but I wonder where they're going with this, because it seems weird that they would have just all worn disguises to jump somebody that they're already kind of feuding with. So it just seems weird. Yeah,
it does. And I didn't really, I kind of moved past it, but Darby was sitting there looking at the limo, and looked like one of FTR came up and hit him in the back with a chair. And then they just all started coming out of the limo, almost like it was a clown car. Mm-hmm. Just coming out of the limo. Nice limo. Very nice. But You know, like I said, it was just a lot of Darby on this show, but that was pretty good. So I guess we're gonna get Darby versus Pinnacle, someone in Pinnacle, or he's gonna rip through all of Pinnacle, which I'm not sure if that's the right thing to do with Darby at this point. Or does MJF get that? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's going to be MJF and him, but I almost feel like this is going to be another thing where it's going to be kind of the labors of Darby. He's going to have to go through the rest of Pinnacle, kind of like what Daniel Bryan is doing right now, going through the Elite.
Yep.
It seems like that's kind of what they're setting up for. Yeah, maybe it's something like MJF and Wardlow versus Sting and Darby or something like that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Let me get one more beer here.
There you go.
Yeah,
cheers.
Just what I need.
Or maybe Punk. Or maybe Punk gets into the mix somehow.
I could see Punk teaming up with Darby at one point, but he's got Sting already, so I don't know. I guess it's a good
that
thing.
Punk and MJF interaction tease that.
No, Punk is not going fucking heel this early. They're having way too much success with Punk going out there and cutting these.
No, I meant tease the feud between Punk and MJF.
I think that's going to be later down the road. Way later down the road. I really do. I'll tell you the truth. I wouldn't doubt if Punk and MJF was actually once MJF had the actual AEW title.
Okay.
That's what I could see. I could be completely fucking wrong, of course, but I could see that being where Punk finally says, "Okay, well, this is the guy. This is MJF would be a perfect guy for Punk to take the title from." Can you imagine those fucking promos?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I would give that like a night. Oh, you could let that just settle for so long. It'd be great. It'd be great fucking talking between these guys.
Yep.
So I could see that happening. I mean, MJF has already said he's ready to start getting in the title picture. So that could come sooner rather than later. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll get to that because I have my theory or my booking I told you about.
Go for it.
Oh, we'll get them. Are we at that point yet with Adam Page?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and get to that. We had the casino ladder match tonight. Which was the, and I got to tell you, I was a little shocked it was coming on with so little left in the show.
I
thought
it was going to come like at 9:30.
Yeah, it was like 9:45 my time, or 8:45 my time, and I was like, "What the fuck? This is ridiculous. This is going to be a short ass match." But casino ladder match happened. Orange Cassidy comes out. He's got the 76ers mascot with him, which the crowd completely popped for.
Of course.
Pac, yep, of course. Pac is out next, or Pac. I think it's Pac.
Yep.
I know Archer, Hardy, and Andrade came out. This was the other time I lost power. My power flickered, and it took a while for my internet to come back on. So
and then Mox came out, I think.
I saw Moxley come out. That's literally when my shit came back on, is when Moxley was coming out. And then we got who the Joker was going to be. And of course, it was fucking Hangman Adam. And that crowd went fucking nuts. Ape shit.
Yep.
We knew that was going to happen. You know, it's funny. Eric told me last week over Messenger that, hey, they announced that this match. And he's like, what do you think about Paige? I'm like, well, he's definitely a candidate for Joker. There it is. He obviously was. Trust me, I know a lot of people were saying that. It made sense because if you remember, before Paige took time off, Kenny Omega said there is no rematch, just like he did with Daniel Bryan. This is the workaround.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Now he gets it no matter what the fuck, you know.
And he gets to pick when he wants it, right? I think.
Is that when it is? Does he also get to choose when it is? I'm not sure.
I'm assuming they would. I think he may be able to pick.
I just
And here's my
go ahead.
here's
Go ahead.
my theory where I think Virginia is his hometown, and AEW Dynamite is in there, and the Wednesday after Full Gear. So I think Brian gets the title shot at Full Gear, and then Page challenges the winner in his hometown, and he wins the title in his hometown.
But wouldn't that only give Brian the title for a week?
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
meant he challenges the winner of Page versus.
Yeah.
I mean Brian and Omega. Omega wins, gets that win back against Brian, and Omega faces Page at Dynamite.
Yeah, but you could also have him. Now you said it's the week after Full Gear.
Yeah, the wins Dynamite after.
Okay, so you could
17th.
also have him win at Full Gear and then come out with that belt around his, on his fucking shoulder or around his waist, and that fucking Virginia crowd would go nuts.
Yeah.
For a champion already, Hangman Adam Page.
Yeah, he could have a celebration in his hometown too.
I think
either way, I think that time around that time he's gonna be champ.
Yeah, I think that's probably that's what I would do, because you're gonna get that pop from. I mean, first of all, people have been expecting it anyway. That's what I would do, because you got him in his hometown. Go ahead and put the fucking title on him the week before. Have him come out to a hell of an ovation, which once again they fucking blew the roof off when he came out tonight. They've done a great job of building him, man. And I've said this a ton of times. Mark's probably sick of hearing it from me by now.
I know they have. I mean, they absolutely have.
They really have. And it's funny, like I always go back to, Jericho said when this company, 2 years ago, we're going to build a star out of Adam Page.
Yep.
And they kept
and
their
it was
fucking
Adam
word.
Page versus Chris Jericho in that first title match, wasn't it?
Yep, it was. And they have done their fucking job with him, because tonight shows it. Like I said, that crowd fucking lost their mind when he came out, even as expected as it probably was. But once again, they could have pulled a swerve on us.
Yeah.
They could have.
It could have been
Leo Rush.
MJF.
I honestly had a feeling it might have been Leo Rush.
Yeah, that's what some people were saying too.
I thought they might have just went ahead and thrown him out there. This would be the perfect match to throw him out there, a ladder match. You go out there, do his thing. But they didn't do it, and I was happy about that. I don't need to see any Leo Rush on my television. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to deal with it.
They could have swerved us and gave it to Moxley, because Moxley never got his rightful rematch.
True. And I still think it's a little ridiculous they go for that giant chip, but I mean, how much, it's not any more ridiculous than a fucking bright green
Money in the
briefcase.
bank.
Yeah, exactly. It's no more ridiculous than a bright green briefcase, so.
Yeah. It's basically their Money in the Bank.
But they don't carry it around with them, thank God.
I wonder if that's just strategically done to make it like weighted so it's not falling off the ladder a la Impact.
I don't know, man. But, I mean, this was definitely another good episode of AEW. Like I said, it seems like they're getting more into the development of their characters than just match after match after match thrown together. And I think that's what they needed. Not that they had to have less matches on the show, but when you're putting so many people, you're trying to get all these people over. It's kind of what you need to do is just have less fucking wrestling, less 40-minute matches, and get these people to have some development in their character through promos, vignettes, backstage segments, whatever you want to do. The only one I just feel Darby just puts me to sleep right now. He did fine last week when he was in the ring with MJF, but this week I was just like, maybe it's because I've been up since 5:30. I don't know.
I mean, that could be part of it. I mean, maybe he'll find his way. Who knows? I mean, this is his opportunity. It's kind of his sink or swim moment to see if he can keep up.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, like I said, he kind of held his own last week against MJF. didn't say a ton, but didn't sound like a fucking moron, which I believe MJF could definitely do to someone who's not very good on the mic. So, trying to think if we have anything else. I don't think we do.
According to Michael, well, not according to, but thanks to Michael Smith, he put it out there. Bobby Fish signed with AEW officially. They put the tweet out.
Oh.
And a little bit of an addition to the other story. Apparently, AJ Lee or AJ Mendez now is going to be a part of the WoW reboot.
Really?
Yeah, they put out a tweet. So it is official. She was part of their little press conference that they held during Dynamite, I guess. They didn't say under what capacity, obviously, that she's going to be involved, but she was at the press conference.
Cool. All right. I could see her getting involved with something like that. That's pretty good.
That's interesting. Bobby Fish. So he's with MOW and AEW. Because I swear he just signed a contract with MOW, too. But they had this whole promo on YouTube, MOW, with Bobby Fish coming to MOW.
I don't know.
It's interesting.
That is. I don't know, because you're right. I was hearing rumors that he signed with MLW, so I don't know. Guess
and he had this whole promo, too.
Yeah.
That he's coming, which is odd.
Very odd.
I guess he's going to work both shows.
Hey, good for him. 2 paychecks.
Yep, exactly.
I'll take 2 paychecks.
Because I said MOW's taped anyway, so that makes sense.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I guess that does make a little bit of sense over there. All right, so I just noticed I'm trying to kill a minute here because somebody moved our outro song.
Those sons of bitches. How did they?
That's probably one of my kids. But I found it. I found it. I didn't take offense, Mark. It's okay. I'm not going to hunt you down.
I see. Thank you.
I promise. I'm not.
I mean, you'd be doing me a favor. But I understand. I appreciate it.
Okay. So, let's, I guess let's wrap this bad boy up. All right.
Yep.
Give me a second. Let me play the outro here. I got it. A little take your old drunken ass home. Okay. There we go. I killed enough time. All right. So that means we get to get into the plugs, the end of the show. Eric, why don't you go ahead and start? Tell them where they can find you, man.
Find us on Blackout Radio / everything that blacktoutradio.com / everything unscripted podcast. Can be found on every major podcast platform. Join us this Friday live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We're talking about October 9th, 2000 edition of Monday Night Raw, where we find out who ran over Stone Cold Steve Austin from Survivor Series 99. Can't wait to watch that episode, talk about it. And then next week, we'll be talking about AEW and WCW 1996 and 98. We're going to be comparing the two companies. Last week we did AEW company retrospective. And then but October 22nd, Bossman will be joining us for the top 20 greatest wrestlers of all time.
Yep.
And we might have some special guests on. I'm not going to reveal who yet, but we're working on that.
All right.
But, yeah, so October 22nd, it's going to be a great countdown. Find out who number 1 is. Might be kind of obvious, but maybe not.
All right.
No teaser there.
And we won't spoil for you who ran over Steve Austin. We're not going to do that.
But yeah, so join us for that. That should be fantastic.
Well, all right. There you go. And on that note, we've got the high marks. That's right. It's Cheeseman. It's Mojo. It's G-Wiz. You can find him Mixer.com/Metal Mitt Network. That's right. 2 T's in Mitt. Do not forget the second T. Mixer.com/Metal Mitt Network. 8:30 p.m. Sunday nights. That is Eastern Time. So definitely check them out over there. Of course, we got Bobby Anthem, Bobby Blades, they're the Inhumans. They're on the Inhuman Experience. You want to subscribe to them on all those podcast platforms, wherever you get your podcasts from. And of course, we've got Stephen Milan. He's over there sharing the show, and it's greatly appreciated. Go over, check him out, reviewing films, letterboxd, boxd.com/Stephen Milan, 2 L's in Milan. And speaking of reviewing films, I will be doing something Friday night on Hollywood Hangout right here, mixer.com/DirtSheetDudes. I did not get that switched. I will do it this weekend. And there you go, Smart. Knock it out.
You got it. Mondays, 8:30 p.m. on the Metal Mid Podcast Network on the Mixer Machine. It is Cheese on Sports with Cheeseman, G-Wiz, Luke Birch, and myself. Sundays, 10:30 a.m. Eastern on the Metal Mid Podcast Network on the Mixer Machine. It is the Mo Dirk City Machine Guns with Mojo with Dirk. And last but never least, be sure to check out our friends at Planet Raconteur. It's the Planet Raconteur podcast. Bobby Anthem, Papa Dave, Sincere, Yuck Nasty. All 16 episodes of season 1 are available, as well as season 2, so be sure to subscribe.
There you go. And of course, everybody, appreciate everybody coming on in, listening tonight. Got a damn good chat room. Appreciate it. Downloaders, thank you. However you listen to the show, it's greatly appreciated. Thank you both for joining me tonight. And that's it. We will be back here next week. Probably going to be a short show next week without AEW. So we'll talk.
Yeah, I'll still come join.
All right, we'll talk news. We'll talk some bullshit. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll talk restaurants and food like we somehow always end up. Anyway.
And we'll talk some WWE.
Maybe a little bit.
Know.
Maybe a little bit. Anyway, back here Friday night. See ya.
Adios.
Yeah.
Take your drunken ass home. Time to take your drunken ass home. It's all right. If you don't know what to do with yourself, take your drunken ass home. Party's over. Band last song. Can't stay here. You got to go home. Go home. Go home. It's time to take your drunken ass home. It's all right. If you don't know what to do with